everybody, and welcome back to Infinite RP and episode 21 of the Lost City of Vedranis. I didn't break, luckily.
You did well.
I almost. I couldn't hear you because you peaked just a little bit. I just heard
peak.
I just heard something vulgar words that I couldn't. Anyway, welcome back. Hope you are all doing well. We have missed you. Let's just go around and see what everybody's been up to. Derek.
Yo! Oh, my week's been delicious, sir. Thank you so much for asking. Hello. The week has been great. I have been doing nothing but networking, playing games. Battlefield 2042, the beta dropped, and oh my God, on a game of scale, I watched a tornado suck up the entirety of the population of the map and then throw it around willy-nilly. It was wonderful. But yeah, I've been playing a bunch of games, getting excited for like Back 4 Blood and everything else that's coming out for the next week on top of that as well. So doing a lot of preparation in a sense for that. But doing RP, been hanging around, dude, doing the damn thing. That's what I've been up to.
Hell yeah, that's good to hear. I have hardly ever played a Battlefield game, so
you make me sad. You perpetually.
I know. I feel like that's a constant thing between you and I.
I think it is, and we're going to talk about this.
Between not watching Dragon Ball Z, which I probably upset the whole internet, and then not playing Battlefield. Anyway,
it's all right. I'll dwell on my disappointment for now.
Sure. I want to
make sure everyone at home knows that Valkyria, who's our tech angel, is in chat freaking out that Cole has never seen Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Just raging.
Yell at me now, chat. Yell at me now. We've already been over this once. We're not going to...
Sins. The sins of the many.
Anyway. Ray, how's your week been?
Oh, it's been all right. It's been a week. I've been playing a lot of New World. And that's pretty much it.
I saw you streaming that.
Yeah, I did stream a little bit, I think yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. Just casual questing. I'm level 20, just reached 22 today. Ooh, very exciting. But yeah, no, it's been fun. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm enjoying the ride.
A question, because I'm not an MMO guy. I got to level 20 in WoW back in Burning Crusade. Is it like that leveling of, or is it like now WoW where it's like 20 takes you like 5 minutes? I'm assuming no.
From levels 1 to 5, yeah, it's very, very easy, but then it kind of scales out nicely afterwards. Like grinding from 15 to 22, where I'm at now, has taken a little bit. It's not terribly easy, but it doesn't take also forever. It also depends on what you do to gain your XP, because there's 1,000 ways to gain XP. So it's entirely up to you, which is very cool. Very versatile.
Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, like I said, I played WoW up to level 22 with an hour of game time because I lived in a children's home. We're not going to talk about it. Justin, how's your week been?
Great. Good, cool segue. That was smooth handoff, my man.
Yep, you're welcome. I feel like I need to say like a Brian Foster like thing from Talks Machina, where he's like, save us from my ramblings with answer to this question or with your introduction or something like that.
It's me, Justin. Yeah, I'm good. It's me. I'm here. Week has been going pretty well. Okay, by and large. I've been playing Deathloop a lot, and I've been really enjoying that a lot. And we talked about that as a cast, I think last week, didn't we? Like after the show, we were talking about that. It's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Cool.
The nail gun.
And it's different enough from Dishonored. Anyways, I've been doing that. I've been RPing as a cow person, not as a cow person, but as either a cowboy or a cow woman. So a cow person.
A cow person.
So what I'm saying is I'm half cow, and I'm gonna stop
and
save me from my ramblings by introducing yourself, Cole. And how are you?
I'm good, actually. I've streamed twice over the past couple weeks. I've actually been yeah. Also, sweet. As a cow person, not actually.
Cow person?
No,
cow kid.
I'm a street rat.
Cow kid.
Who's quickly not becoming a street rat. I play a character named Eddie in Wild, and he's been a lot of fun. He's He's a complex.
You know what he is? He's
kid
not
of
a street.
emotions.
He's not a street rat. He's a street tough. I would
What?
call him a tough.
A street tough?
You've never heard that?
Street tough?
No, I've
Phrase?
never heard of a street tough before.
I believe this intro
This
is
is-
a fall
this-
from grace.
Maybe I'm
for
making
all
it
of
up.
us.
Maybe this all happened to me in a dream, but I'm pretty sure. No, tough like the word TOUGH, like a gang member, but like back in the time of like the Jets and the Sharks and stuff like that.
They were called street toughs?
Sometimes, yeah.
I never knew that.
He's
Oh, like the
embracing.
hardest
I
goobs
love
in the
that.
world.
He is embracing his inner Thomas Shelby, and I fucking love it. He's like an 18-year-old Thomas Shelby. And
I got
it's
to
so
see
much
him for
fun.
the first time last night. I love him. That's all.
Did
That's all I'm
you?
gonna say. Yeah, because Z-Tark was streaming.
Oh,
and
yeah, yeah,
y'all
yeah.
you ran into them, and you ran into them real well, and it was funny.
What,
it was
is it when we were
funny.
face down, like we're all collapsed on the ground?
I saw the whole thing. I saw everything. So,
Yeah. No,
like,
it's
it was
been-
it was good. I think
It's
he's
been really
great.
good. He has like some super serious moments. He had a very serious moment with Oliver. It was like precious. It was so good. It was so good. Anyway, I digress. He's kind of a shitbag. He lies all the time. But he's just like a little ball of emotion of 18-year-old, at least 18-year-old kid. As Grenick would put it. Our friend Grenick, that's his character. He always says, at least 18.
Oh, I'm at least 18.
I had a great interaction with them where I gave them a bottle of milk to share amongst themselves, and to which then he was like, "Oh, well, looks like we're gonna share. All right, sister, open your mouth." And then they both making the sound. She took a water bottle and was like, "Ah!" into the fucking mic.
I love
Applebee
Grenick twins so much.
Oh
I love it
my god. Anyway, enough talking about roleplay. How about we roleplay?
Hey,
Enough of this
Let
role
us-
play based in fictional American history. Let's go to Vedranis.
Yeah, which is
Mhm.
un-American on anything, really.
Well, yeah. I mean, you created the world. You tell me. Are we
So
American?
un-American.
American guy.
So
Tell us.
un-American.
Un-American cowards.
Every citizen has a British accent because that's just my go-to citizen accent. I mean, you've met one character who has like a southern like accent, and we haven't seen him since like episode 2 or some shit.
Mhm.
Like I don't
That's
fucking
true.
remember.
Drow
It's been a
are
while.
Australian.
Drow
Yeah,
are
we have
Australian.
the Australians.
Who live in
And
Well,
we're
no, we
gonna-
don't. We don't have them anymore because one's a dog permanently and then the other died.
Well,
so we don't have them
maybe
anymore.
permanently. We're not sure yet. We're not sure yet. So.
I forgot.
All
he's a
right.
dog.
Yeah, he turned into a hellhound, and has yet to revert back to his normal form.
Didn't you try a greater restoration or something on him too?
We don't have a cleric
tried,
anymore.
No, somebody tried something on him. Didn't somebody try
He was
something?
the cleric.
Yeah,
shit,
we
well, we're
tried petting
fucked.
him.
We're
We tried
definitely fucked.
offering him, giving him food and treats.
Oh,
we
I
tried
thought
to
somebody
make him
tried
as
to turn
human
him
as we could.
back. I definitely
you guys
thought
were just
somebody tried
like,
to magically turn
rubbing
him
his
back.
belly.
Yeah,
I didn't touch him.
Dracius,
I didn't touch
Dracius
him.
talked shit, and it was just like, all right, I guess this is what we're going with now. And
All
no one's
right.
batted an eyes.
All right.
Anyway, that's enough of a recap. I'm just kidding. Let's get into a proper recap, shall we? All right. So last we left off, the group of you had just defeated Dr. Karina Leashed, a disgraced Kyrogen, doctor of some sort of science and religion, the creator of the plague that sweeps through the district of the city that you have been spending a little bit of time in. You guys had a conversation with a juvenile aboleth who told you that there are many supposed great old ones that are vying for control of the city, and the primordial, whose warp stones or pieces of its body that you've seen throughout the city, is also one of these creatures. Answering to those questions for you, you threw the aboleth into the dark abyss underneath the city to do what it so desires. You retrieved the primordial eye, the warp stone that you guys now have, that you were tasked to return back to the Kyrogen and Sigismund himself. and found a teleportation circle and used it. You guys found yourself in a interesting windowless room with magical artifacts. And as such, Marcoris, you were gifted a Rod of the Pact Keeper from Lady Ilmero herself. I forgot to mention. And Wisp had her Staff of the Ikuhara awakened, and Nock found a belt, which he didn't want to put on until he was forced to by Morcoris. You guys also found an orb that had a voice. It is Halifax Hornigold, the original, the OG Halifax. Somehow, some way was put. His sentience was put into this orb, and you found a slew of other magical items. You guys made your way down the stairs of this tower, and found yourself back in the mausoleum that you had met Halifax in originally, though it was quite different. The ceiling had collapsed, as if some great something had happened. The snow is falling. You guys made your way back down to where Halifax had led you and found the Alhoun dead, crushed beneath rocks with his head missing and his chest ripped open. You found Vodder, your former cleric, and Nock took his body to find a proper place of rest, though your warlock companion Calder was nowhere to be seen.
Old warlock.
Old warlock.
Old and broken.
Old and broken. He was like 21. He's not all. Wasn't. Is. Not. Maybe. Who knows? Anyway, you guys made your way from the mausoleum with the warpstone in tow, where you came across the graveyard that surrounds this mausoleum with undead that had arisen from their graves and were being attacked by the Crows of Vedranis, who you guys know are creatures that protect the city and protect the citizens. At least in the old Croak market, you're not sure if they reside anywhere else. You guys snuck past and made your way before coming across more undead. And you snuck past them before hearing a ear-splitting, rumbling warble from what sounded like a giant crow or raven. And all of a sudden, the crows that were around the area turned and took flight back in the direction of the mausoleum. And that is where we start tonight. So, you guys have just witnessed this moment as these crows, who had been watching you and watching and attacking some of these undead, and they all of a sudden fly off, leaving you alone with some undead just down the road from you.
Have the undead noticed us?
Not yet.
How many undead are there, and did the crows fly in all directions, or did they fly in just one direction?
So it appears that they all flew in one direction.
Ah, fuck. All right. Okay. And how many undead are there? Like, if you throw a rough number.
But a dozen.
Right.
Oh god.
Could I also ask? Are we talking like zombies?
Yes.
Like, okay, all right. Making sure. I mean, because some undead are like, horrible. So, I mean, zombies. Marcoris, looking at this crowd, this baker's dozen of zombies, is thinking like, okay, we could handle this maybe, but he's going to turn to the other two and say, all right, looks like the crows have been relieved of duty. Do we need to go? I'm new to the city. First of all, first impressions, it's horrible. But do we need to go that direction? Is that the way to where are we going? The asylum?
That's where we're going, is the asylum, yes. And thank you for your review.
I'm gonna give it 1 star.
To the Ravens.
Make sure to tell the Kyrojin when we get there. I'm pretty sure they'd love to hear that.
Collapsing infrastructure. Zombies.
Knock points to the crows.
They did not retreat. They did not scatter for fear. They went back home.
They were called.
Yeah, they were relieved. So, well, I guess there's no point in asking why. Do we want to like try and sneak past these zombies, or do we want to fuck them up?
Ray, you still have your stealthy stealth boosty boost still going.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
I still have my stealthy boosty boost. I don't know how long I have it up for, but it goes for an hour after I put it up, so I don't know how long it's technically been.
It's maybe been about 20 minutes, so you probably have like
Okay.
40 minutes.
So-
You still have a decent amount of time with it.
We can
still have
still
Botted body.
sneak.
That's true.
Yeah. We can be quiet and just try to move past. We should be okay.
Is the beating of those? I know where we left off last week. There was a giant beat of wings that was coming. Can we still hear that?
So you didn't hear like the beating of wings. Like what you would hear is a mass of wings as hundreds of crows are flying and like blocking off the moon. That's even it's difficult to see the moon regardless in Vedranis because of this brackish haze that kind of surrounds the city. But even still, like for a moment, it almost goes pitch dark as these crows block out the moon for a moment before disappearing. You heard the a loud cawing warble of
It was like a
that
call.
seemed like miles away.
Gotcha.
So whatever had made this noise is probably very powerful, like as far as magic wise, or is very large.
Nock looks towards Wisp and nods in agreement to the plan.
I'm gonna try to sneak the group past. Beast. I can't hear you, Doc.
We all crouch over like this.
Yes.
I want like an
Don't
Ace
be
Ventura
suspicious.
type of.
Don't be suspicious.
You turn around and you see Aiden in his hellhound form trying to do the same thing, but he's having difficulty standing on his feet.
Good boy.
He kind of sits. He kind of.
Just
You
use
can
all
see his
four.
shoulders slump. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to point out one little flavor piece. He's invisible, but Jerry is riding on Aiden as if it were his mount.
How is he like holding on to him? He's like holding his ears or something like that?
He's not.
Oh,
He's just
okay.
putting his hands on his hip.
Jerry's got such thigh strength. It's ridiculous.
Absolutely.
He's like this little imp. Like I just imagine this little imp is just ripped. He's got these little. He's like a toned little guy. He's like 3 foot.
He's the
tall.
same size as all other imps, but he lifts.
He's jacked.
Oh, absolutely.
As has been apparent as he's tried to pull and open many doors and never succeeded.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He skips arm day. He never skips leg day though.
Just
he,
legs.
he doesn't skip
Just
wing
legs.
day as well. Why use your arms when you have your wings? That doesn't make sense at all.
That's why he's not holding on to Aiden's.
He's got the ever blowing of his wings to kind of keep him afloat.
Yeah, just for balance.
Exactly. So just to who's leading?
I will lead.
You're leading. Okay.
Yeah.
Knock. You're holding Vodder.
Yeah, in the rear.
And who is holding?
Wait, where are you holding him?
He's cupping his bum.
He
He misses the handholds.
That's all I'm holding him up as.
Like, damn, double cheeked up on a Tuesday in Vedranis. Shit.
But he's dead.
It's the coldest butt cheeks in all the land.
Who's got the stone?
I do, tied around my waist.
think that's what we
Yeah.
did.
No, you gave me the stone. I have the
I
stone.
did give you the stone. Yes,
So
I need to carry the bottle.
I have oh okay. I was like, what the fuck's that? I have kind of like taken some wrapping that I've had. So like my big cowl that I usually have wrapped around me, I've unwrapped it and wrapped it around the stone in kind of like a baby Bjorn. And I have it like strapped to my back with my backpack and everything.
Okay.
So it just looks like it's part of my pack. I'm trying to conceal it as I'm holding it.
I just think about this out there. You remind me of Gandalf when he has the eye that Sauron uses to look at things, and he's all wrapped up. He's like, "What are you doing, you fool of a took? Don't you fucking touch it."
I'll take that.
That's what I'm trying to do right now. I have a baby Bjorn to my chest.
Okay.
There you go.
What is your? Because it's how tall are you?
I'm 5'10". I'm like 5'10", 5'11".
So it's like 10 inches like smaller than you. It's like 5 feet. It's big.
Oh,
it's
huge.
it's heavy.
You
Yes.
told me it was like a.
No,
like
I said it was
like a
5
beach
feet.
ball. You said
Yeah.
it was a beach ball. A beach ball's
Like
not 5
big,
feet.
A big
beach ball.
That's not. That's okay. No. Hold on.
What
I
Jimmy
asked
Buffett
last
concerts
session-
have you been
last
going
session.
to, Cole?
Last session, I literally asked how big it was. And you said it was beach ball. Jimmy Buffett concert beach ball. Okay.
But I also said 5 feet.
Okay, but that's not a beach ball. I asked if it was a
Pretty big
beach ball
beach
size for
balls.
clarification.
Okay.
We're gonna need visuals.
An exercise ball.
Okay.
Is that better?
That's so much
But it's
better.
5 feet in diameter.
But
Yes.
okay. That's much more.
Of
That's
solid-
much more accurate.
of solid
I thought a beach
stone.
ball. I was like, a beach ball. I can baby Bjorn to my back. I'll be fine. An exercise ball.
to roll it.
However,
Yeah, hunchback of
I'm
Notre
literally
Dame.
I am going to try to stealth my way through this, and I'm pushing it cave woman style. Like I am
Mhm.
just pushing it
Okay.
on the ground because I can't strap that to my chest. There's no way.
Knock looks at you as he sees you like put it onto the floor and start doing that, and he's like,
Would you rather carry him?
Oh wait. Hold on. I think I can solve this.
It will not fit in the bag of holding.
I cast levitate. I'm going to wrap it in the same baby Bjorn. I'm gonna just wrap it around, but I'm gonna cast levitate on it, and I'm gonna pull it behind me like a giant snail shell.
Okay.
"Now that's
it.
art.
How
Look
long,
at the art."
How long does levitate last?
Levitate lasts for concentration up to 10 minutes, so I can alleviate us for 10 minutes, enough to get us past the zombies.
Okay, that's fair. Go ahead and.
But that will stop pass without a trace.
Fuck.
So we either have to be hopefully stealthy with this giant ball, just rolling it, or I can levitate it and we have no pass without a trace.
So my question is one of mechanics. If you are rolling the ball, you still have pass without a trace.
But,
So you still
yeah,
get
but
plus
am I
10.
gonna have to roll?
Well, you have
with
to roll with
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take the disadvantage.
I think
That's
you
fine.
should roll with disadvantage because you're so good at
Yes.
this stuff.
So yes, I'm gonna push it. I'm just gonna keep pushing it then, and I will retcon the levitate.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Go ahead and everybody roll a stealth check for me.
Stealth. I'm rolling with disadvantage.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
That is a
10.
dirty 20 for Markoris.
So even at disadvantage, I got a 20.
Oh my god, I'm rolling it, man.
But it's not
Plus 10, though, 11.
technically that.
Yeah, but I mean, still that.
Yeah.
So
Jerry,
yeah.
Jerry rolled a 33.
Fuck that guy.
Where the fuck did Jerry go?
But he's technically part of the group. He's technically part of the group. It could help. It could help. It could help. That natural one. It could
True.
help. That's
We
all I'm
also
saying.
have a hellhound now.
Fuck. We do have a hellhound now, but they still get it within
He
30 feet.
does. So it's a
So
D20
Don't
plus
be suspicious.
1.
Don't be suspicious.
Got a 19.
Fuck. Come on.
As you're kind of pushing the stone and it's making noise, but then you're like, this isn't too bad. I'm not hearing you're hearing like gravel being moved and whatnot, and then you realize it's not the eye, it's not the stone that's making noise, it's fucking Knock. As he's like dragging his feet behind you, but you are
It's
able
like all the
to
clanking of his belt.
Yeah, you are able
like
to
a-
sneak past these undead without them noticing. Wisp, for for the time that you kind of had this stone like very close to you, and with everybody, it's just more so prevalent with Wisp at the moment. Your head starts to hurt and ache. You feel just this presence, this weight. As as we've said time and time again, as you have traveled to the Vedranis, you've always felt this oppressive weight on your shoulders, but it's tenfold. And you travel for. Or go ahead. I was gonna say,
as we're walking and I feel that, can I try to mentally talk to it like the aboleth?
The aboleth?
Yeah, can I talk to it? I'm gonna try to like think something to this rock and see if it responds.
Oh, like the aboleth?
Like the aboleth,
oh,
yeah.
Because
that's the only that it was in the same place and it said that it was talking to it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can talk to it while I'm rolling it.
Okay.
And I feel this like weird presence with me. I'm gonna try to like talk to it.
Yeah. What are you saying to it?
Do you know where we are?
You don't hear anything upon that response. You feel kind of like this poking pain at your temple.
I'm just gonna keep rolling it then.
Okay. You travel for about 10 minutes trying to get past these undead, and Wisp, as you continue to travel, it seems like the weight of this thing gets heavier and heavier as you're pushing it, almost to the point where you feel like you're not able to push it anymore. And as you're getting to that point and you're getting tired, it's at that point you start to hear the voices.
So am I feeling the tiredness because of how heavy it is, or is this something beyond physical that's making me feel this way? Would I know that?
Give me a medicine check.
Okay. It's a 17.
17. It feels like both. You feel physically tired, but you also feel mentally tired. But you're able to discern it's because of this. And you've been one to readily kind of avoid the effects of these warp zones that you've come into.
Whatever is going on, yeah.
But then you start to hear voices.
Okay.
Some of you can't understand, but they start out as whispers, and you stop for a moment as you guys have been traveling, and the whispers turn into as someone's talking to you. It sounds like someone's whispering in your ear. You turn to the left, and you don't see anybody. There's no one there, but then you hear a voice of some language that you can't understand to the right, and you turn, and there's no one there.
Does it sound like a language that is within the material realm? Does it sound like an ancient language, or does it sound like something I just don't understand?
It sounds like some sort of archaic ancient language, I would say. You've heard Nox speak it several times over the past few days.
Okay. So it's the same as
okay. And the voices get so loud that it's almost like they're screaming in your ear. You have to stop and like you bring your head to your hands to your head because it's so loud. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, all of a sudden you just see Wisp kind of like because she's in the front. So she's like rolling this, and all of a sudden you just kind of see her like every so often just kind of like really like thrown off, and then she just kind of like collapses and just starts like cradling her head in her hands. I got a 3 on that save.
Okay.
Macoris doesn't run forward. He just sort of like sees her fall over. He's like, Janasi down. We have a Janasi down. You okay? Wisp, he doesn't get close. Like he's like
she looks like she's like
thing.
so she wears a leather headdress over her dreads, which are kind of up at the moment, and she's got the two shaved sides, or the shaved round. She's like, you see her kind of like pulling at her dreads to like undo the binding. It almost looks like she's trying to alleviate any sort of pressure. She's like writhing in pain.
Mm-hmm. And
Knock impatiently like stops it.
This is not the time to go ahead and stop moving, Wisp.
I think she's in pain. No, I think like maybe
she's like she's breathing heavy. She's kind of like gutturally just kind of like like to herself. Like she's not having a good time.
Yeah, Knock like realizes, like, as looking at a face which has been very much of a face of not of disposition, seeing that on his that uncomfort immediately draws him back, and he's like,
is it in your head?
She starts like smacking her fist on the ground and like grabbing at her head and shaking. Yeah.
This godforsaken city.
She's pointing. She's pointing at the rock. In front of her, the eye.
Knock's like thinking back. He's like, it wasn't doing much to myself.
Because I held the damn thing just fine.
I mean, you don't have any medicine that like lessen the pain or anything like that? I don't.
Knock looks to Macoris.
The only medicine I have when it comes to feeling sick in the head is by bashing it off a rock and getting over it.
Okay, all right.
I don't want her to bash her head off this rock.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One cleric is a dog, and he points at Aiden. He's like, the other one, and he points at Fodder, his corpse. He's like, I mean, what did that guy do? And he like points at like Fodder, and he's keeping a distance this whole time, right? He's kind of like, ew, gross. But he's like, what did that guy do when you had headaches?
You see her during this kind of stand up and like catch her bearing for a sec. She rubs her forehead. When she opens her eyes, she blinks a bunch of times and she looks at you both, and she's like looking at you perplexed, like no recollection on her face.
You all right?
I believe so.
I think
Do I know you? Where are we?
The hell do you mean, do you know me? We all just spent days underground, and even longer in this place.
I'm... You see her just kind of like looking around, trying to like understand. They seemed very confused.
Knock is looking at Macoris.
He looks back.
His grip tightens a little bit on Varda's body that he's holding.
He goes, we do not have time for this.
And he turns around and like drops to one knee and turns around over his shoulder to look at Wisp with his back turned towards her and says,
you're an imp. You're a tiny creature who rides upon my back. Get on.
Hold on.
Oh no.
All right.
What is Ray pulling out?
My giant critical roll d20.
God damn it! That is huge.
She gets on your back. She just nods, and she just like jumps on your back.
All right. It's
she looks very uncomfortable though. She's just like.
Yeah.
Listen, sweetheart, what do you remember? Like, do you know your name? We keep walking while this is happening.
No,
Knock stands to his feet.
I'm Wisp. I know
there you
that.
go. All right. What's the last thing you remember?
And as soon as you say that, I'm assuming it's about a minute, and she just kind of like all of a sudden Knock feels her posture become rigid on his back, and she just goes, "Did you pick me up?"
Yeah.
Yes, with my telekinesis. I picked you up off the ground, and now
and
you're
she's just gonna like kind of like get off his back and just like dust herself off and just be like, I'm.
She's all right. She's all right. Are you back with us?
What's going on?
What's my name?
Marcoris.
Okay.
And who am I holding?
You lost your memory for a second.
Vadr.
Nock like looks visibly frustrated as the grip onto like his onto Potter has gotten tighter. He says,
You're wasting time.
It's not her fault, Nog. It's the stone.
Sorry,
Come on.
sorry.
Let's keep moving.
She just like puts her head down and walks back to the stone and continues to just keep pushing it.
To roll it.
Okay.
She I'm going to do I know what just happened?
Roll. I'm gonna roll a D100. You call high or low.
Okay. Low.
You do recall what happened.
Okay. As I'm pushing the stone, I'm just gonna super casually look back and just to both of them, whichever one pays attention. The stone made me confused. And she just turns around and just keeps pushing it.
I love how simple this sentence is. It's so good. This rock right here, confusion is him. So, Nock.
She's like embarrassed.
Yeah,
she remembers.
Nock
She's embarrassed.
That confused look, whatever look you have, is now mirrored onto Nock's face, and
The rock made you confused. How the hell did it do that?
I heard whispers, and then those turned into talking, which turned into screaming, and then whatever language you were speaking earlier with the tongue, it started to turn into that, and then before I knew it, I was just confused. I don't know.
Nock looks to her.
There's one thing that I've learned in my time dwelling inside of this place. Don't speak to the voices.
I didn't say anything. I just heard him.
Don't listen.
Nock like as he turns around, like it's like a moment of shuddering where him and himself is like that what he's saying he knows is ignorant because those voices have played inside of his head 1,000 times, and it's almost like a sign of fright, if you would, where it's just like the composure of one that has good composure cannot be threatened. We have enough fucking brain meat problems going on. The last thing we need is fucking this.
She just kind of looks down and just keeps pushing it, but in the back of her mind, she still wants to talk to it.
Okay. You continue to travel for several hours. If you guys recall, it was about a 2-day travel from the mausoleum back to the asylum.
I don't recall, but okay.
Marcoris does not recall, as he has never been here.
Recall either.
That's why I'm reminding you.
Yeah, when we pass it, would we pass through the same place where we took a rest the first time?
Yeah.
Would we take the same route back? I'm assuming we would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you guys want to do?
Do you want to stop for a short rest there, team?
Yeah.
Yes,
Or
yes.
Wait, are we
Or
long
long.
resting? Because
Get
it's
some
2
sleep.
days. It's 2-day journey.
If it takes a 2-day journey, you could probably get away with a long
Sure,
rest.
Sure.
I know. I'm down. I'm down for a while.
Is there anything before maybe we get to that exact point where we short rested that looks more interesting?
Interesting how?
Just in terms of like geography, like anything that's more of like a hill covered, anything a little bit maybe better suited that we see before we get to where we were.
A bed and breakfast.
A bed and breakfast.
Airbnb.
Roll for bed and breakfast. That would be
Roll
a
for
survival
B&B.
check.
Like, you got 20? Oh, survival.
Survival. Let's see what we see. I got a 13. Anybody else want to roll?
Oh my God! Stop me now, please! Shoot, Nock in the
Oh,
mouth.
shit.
Oh, thank God for you.
Yes.
You know, I got a crit 20, which is a 19.
Which is a 19. You're not sure if it.
I mean, he's taking this all in. He's
Right.
been here before, right?
As you guys are traveling, you kind of are beginning to crest a hill. And off by the wayside, Marcoris, you see gallows
Comforting.
that are swinging in the light breeze as the snow continues to fall, as it's starting to get dark, as the last remaining light of the day it kind of shines behind the gallows. It's kind of like reflected off of. You kind of have to cover your eyes, as it's like really, it's like pretty bright at that time of day, and like because the
staring
gallows
into the sun.
Yeah.
Y'all, what's that down there?
We can go check.
Stage? What is it?
And as soon as it gets him to eyesight and I can see what it is. No. Well, yes and no.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay, now I see it. No, okay.
Yeah.
More like
So
a
it's
stage
a
of death.
stage of death.
Yeah,
Okay.
that dying stage.
All right, let's check it out.
All right.
Saunter down the hill.
Okay. You guys make your way, and as you approach, you don't see anything. You don't see anybody except the one. It's just one rope. So it's just like one small. It's not like a huge gallows. It's a very small one for one being. But there is a old, seemingly frayed rope, just kind of blowing in the breeze.
Right. Well, sorry, this didn't turn out to be the tourist attraction I thought it would be.
So what the hell do you think you were gonna get from coming over here?
I don't know. I mean, shelter. We could it is elevated. Is that right?
Yes.
DM. Like we could stay underneath it or something like that. Might be a safe place to make camp. I'm also at this. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think anybody else is gonna want to come over here, to be quite honest.
No.
So maybe it's good.
I'm also gonna be casting, just for shits and giggles, casting detect magic everywhere, because I could do that.
Okay.
And just like looking it over, make sure there's no like magic rope that'll animate and strangle us in our sleep.
Hey, that's exactly what I was thinking about. Fucking
As you cast your magic, you do not see any magic rope.
No protections on it, nothing like that. We could make ourselves a little hovel underneath that stage there. Just pretend like it's not where people have died.
Okay. I'll go over and just start making camp.
Okay.
Yeah, knock Lazewater's body down somewhere where the snow is not going to be covering him much, and takes a blanket that is in his bedroll that he would never use because
We love the snow.
covers him with the blanket.
Marcoris comes up while he's doing this, and he's like, was your friend, huh? Or it was?
Yes. He was a companion.
You know what's funny? Yeah, I mean, you know what's funny is I didn't realize you talked about this fella, this Calder guy, and I didn't realize there was a bugbear.
This is not Calder. It's here is Vader.
Oh, that's okay. It's Vader. All right.
The other one, his body was not there. We
Okay.
looked.
Okay. Well, sorry, Vader. I guess. I don't know.
Where do you work on such eggshells, Marcoris? I guess, maybe. You do not deal in finites with your words unless it happens to be on your paperwork. Maybe.
Fair. I mean, I believe in finites, you know. I believe there are boundaries and lines to be trod, but I mean, you got to understand, I'm a diplomat. That's my job. I deal in painting pretty pictures for people in power so they all get along and make partnerships, things like that. And a lot of times that means not taking a hard stance on stuff. You know? Take a hard stance on stuff, you end up like your buddy Vader down there.
Nox stands up from his one knee position after putting Vader down and looks down to Marcoris.
You seem to be a man of possibilities. Ones you create, ones you do not. I thought it was possible to make it through here, that I might die in Vedranis. And somebody as devout as him did not, even though he lived for a higher purpose. Death does to infinites.
I think on that, you and I are in agreement. Although, there's always an exception, isn't there?
No. No, there's not. You grace that man with your hands, you bring him back to life. You took away the possibility of death. And that is something I will not idly watch by and watch you rob.
I respect that. I won't try to take away his rest if that's what he really wants, but I mean, there's always possibility. You said it. I'm a man with possibilities. There's always a chance that, I don't know, we could be something more. We could be something that survives past death or looks death in the eye and says, no. How old are you, Knock?
He looks to you.
I lost track.
Me too.
I don't tend to live by my age. And as for the elders, they live many, many years. But no. I've been destined to prove my worth, to make sure those years are worth living.
I think we're on the same page there. The way I figure it, I'm about halfway to the grave. But doesn't matter if life's not worth living, huh?
We all have our purposes. This man died with his purpose intact. And he died on the battlefield, believing what he had. If his ways and beliefs say that he is to die here, fine. But he will not die on the ground. His body and his soul will not rest there. I believe that he needs to be taken back to the church. It is where his body, his God, would want him.
Well, I'm not a religious man, but I'll take your word for it.
He kind of shakes his head with a nod, like a halfway nod, halfway yes, and he says,
I am not a religious man either, but I respect Vader and his ways. I do.
And Nock kind of like gets down low underneath the deck and just kind of curls up behind where Vader is, and like puts his head back after taking up his axe and putting it on his lap, and makes himself all snuggled up underneath there.
Shit.
Oh.
I'm gonna wait till Nock is asleep, and then Marcoris is gonna try and loot Vader's body.
I don't think anybody did.
I hope you're serious. No one has yet. No. I mean, unless the Cthulhu dude decided just like, you know what, this is a nice robe.
I mean, Marcoris
is a nice hat.
Marcoris isn't going to be like, he's not going to be super thorough. He's just going to be like, he's going to sit there, next to the body until he falls asleep, and then just give a little pat once in a while to the pockets. He's literally doing this.
Oh, okay. Let me let me go into that character sheet. Is it still there?
I've got my character sheet still exists. I haven't deleted him or anything.
Okay,
Good.
What does he have? Because I don't have access to that character sheet.
Yeah, I can tell you. What I remember, Vadar having, he has the boots of Elvenkind.
Yes.
So there's some nice boots. Those are some nice boots.
Those are some nice sneakers.
I would like to, just for counter roll, if you do pickpocket, you can tap him all day. Knock will probably not wake up to that. But if you start rifling through his shit, I would like to go ahead and see if I can hear it.
Okay. Go ahead.
Let me grab his sheet and I'll just while he does
then, are you sleeping, Knock, or?
I am. Well, Knock loves his sleep, so Knock is. I would say that he's on his way out for sure.
Okay. So probably what I'll ask is for either a stealth check or a sleight of hand check from Marcoris, you decide, and then a perception check at disadvantage for Knock because you're like sleeping. So it's gonna have to jar you. Like it's gonna have to be loud enough or poor enough for you to wake up.
Right.
Question.
Yes.
Is Marcoris trying to do this while everyone is asleep?
Mm-hmm.
I am not asleep.
Okay.
Yeah, Kimura has gone to sleep. You see,
I have not finished doing all of like my calligraphy stuff. So
it seems
after I finish, unless you're waiting.
I haven't even started my paperwork, so
yeah, like what's Aiden doing?
He's kind of patrolling.
We have literally a watchdog.
Yeah, you have a watchdog. So he's kind of just pacing back and forth, and he sits for a while, watches, sniffs. Like there's this like weird moment because you're seeing he's obviously still like understands that he's a person because he like, you know how like some people just go like take a whiff and make sure they don't stink. He's doing that, but it's a dog, and he's like trying to like he's doing some weird like human.
He's trying
like,
to be human, but also being a dog.
Yes, exactly.
I hate it.
Like you can hear him, like you know how huskies are like super vocal and like
he's like talk doing like people that, sometimes.
Like, yeah, he's doing that.
That's so creepy as a hellhound. That's so creepy.
Imagine him like Scooby Doo of hellhounds.
Why am I like this?
There's no amount of Scooby snacks that will save me from this.
Like zoinks.
What happened to me?
Okay, this is gonna be a deep cut, but the dog from Big Mouth, where he just barks, and then he says something really deep and profound. I feel like that's Aiden. He just barks, and then is like, "Cat is one of the most amazing things that's ever happened to me." Like, and then goes back to barking.
Oh my god, yes. I love Big Mouth.
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, he's patrolling. Wisp is still awake. Kimura, she is kind of in her own state. She seems lost in her thoughts, and even though she's awake, she only needs 4 hours of like trance mode shit, whatever the fuck elves do. So she's not quite asleep yet. She's probably taking a guard. She's probably flown up like with her boots, and is probably like perched up on a roof, taking stock. And you can see like
she loves roofs.
She looks like a character in Red Dead Redemption. Okay. In Red Dead Online, she's got two long arms on her back, and it looks absolutely fucking ridiculous. She also has her fucking pistol, and it's a miracle she can carry any of it. But she's busy. Yeah, she's a walking arsenal here. But she seems kind of lost. She hasn't really said much to you guys. So yeah. So Marcoris.
Yeah, baby.
Are you doing? I guess I need to reiterate. Are you doing this while Wisp?
I'm doing this. I mean, I'm mostly waiting for Knock to be asleep because he's the closest.
Okay.
But I'm also just waiting for a moment just to do like he's just like sitting there, you know, just like staring off in the distance. And every once in a while, when he thinks it's clear, he'll just do a little like pat, check this pop. You know what I mean?
Okay.
See what he's got. Check this bag over here.
Yeah. Okay. Just roll a stealth or a sleight of hand check, whichever you prefer.
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me see. My boys, stealth and sleight of hand. Oh, they're about the same. So I'll roll a sleight of hand. That feels appropriate. It's a 9.
Okay.
Should have rolled stealth just in case Pass Without a Trace was still on.
No, it's not. Wisp, what is your? What do you?
Passive
yeah.
perception. So I'm writing. Basically, like I have my calligraphy set out. I am doing my daily intake.
Mm-hmm.
And my passive perception is only an 11.
Okay, so you would notice that every so often you hear this light rustling, and you look back and Mark Horace is kind of just like.
I look pointedly right at Mark Horace, and I'm continuing to write as I say this, which is a little creepy because I'm not looking at the paper. I don't know what he has on him in terms of things that may be of interest to you, but I swear if you take his holy symbol or any of his cleric books, we will have a problem. Beyond that, at least I don't care.
I mean, he leans over to Whisper, back to Wisp. He's like, I don't care about his holy symbol. He can, a lot of good did him, but I'm thinking like if they didn't search him or anything like that, there might be something that's useful. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it in front of Knock because he's a little bit like all up in his emotions about it. He's got the feels
and the hurts.
He's got the pains. Okay, fair. All right.
Okay. You have 2 minutes. And I cast darkness over Knock. I cast darkness over Knock. For
the biggest sleep mask in the world.
I count in my head 2 minutes exactly. And in that 2 minutes, Mark Horace can grab whatever he can grab. And after 2 minutes, I just spell it.
Can I
go to bed.
Can I hear any of this or wake up from any of this? Or
go ahead and roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay, so I will say, darkness is it's only verbal and material components. So I will try to be very quiet as I craft this. But it is a magical darkness, so he would not feel anything.
No, he wouldn't feel anything. He wouldn't see anything if he opened his eyes. He'd see pitch blackness, but he could still hear just fine, even though he's asleep. So that's why I'm having him roll at disadvantage to see if
it always be worse if he woke up and thought he was blind.
Well, because I was going to say if you needed me to roll for stealthiness of speaking
not for that. I don't think.
Okay, cool.
But
yeah, because I still have to say something to make this spell work, so that definitely that checks.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and roll at disadvantage.
Perception,
my dear Knock. Yes.
It'd be 12. 6. Sorry.
6. So unfortunately, you do not wake up. You are stuck, racked with dreams that are very. Well, we'll get to those in a second when everybody else falls asleep. Anyway.
Depending on what you take, if you take his boots, Wisp will look you and stare at your boots to replace them with. She's very serious about making him look respectable for burial. So depending on what you take, if you take a jacket, she wants your jacket in return. She's full on expecting you to redress
it's a trade.
him.
Got it.
You know what's funny though? Just have you seen what boots of Elvenkind look like?
No.
They look so dumb.
They look terrible.
Oh, do they really?
Oh my! They're like Peter Pan green.
Oh yeah.
Shoes.
I never knew that. I thought they were just
Well, you know what? That
Legolas
artwork
boots.
is just a suggestion
That's
That's
fair.
true. So they
definitely look like that.
Okay, they definitely.
No, I'm just kidding.
In this world, they are little
They were made in
elves.
reality.
Well, that's my whole thought is like you're wearing like this badass get up and you're like boots of elven kind, and
Yep.
it's like a
You
what are
look like-
those moment? What are those like?
Imagine if people did that though, because I like. That's really funny to
Your
think
characters
about.
would not look nearly as great or badass as they actually do because you're wearing this mishmash of
Basically, it
ugly
looks like a
clothes.
North Pole elf.
It's like MMOs. It's MMOs.
Yep, we're just
like
RPG
just
characters. I got-
MMOs.
Before you
got
can
Daedric
transmog your
helmet,
shit,
I got
right?
I got Ebony Caress. I got we're chilling.
Yeah. Yeah, but so basically, if as long as the body looks respectable after you're done with it, she will then subsequently go to bed. But if anything looks out of place or ruined, I will work on focusing on that before I go to bed.
He won't take the boots just because he finds them a bit gaudy.
I
That's
love
his
that it's
own-
a-
In his
I love-
attire,
I love
of
that it's
course.
a fashion thing more than
is
like a
absolutely
It's like these
a
boots
fashion
will
thing.
let me
He's
be
like-
very quiet, but
Right,
God, they look awful.
Yeah,
It's
no
not
thanks.
worth the trade-off.
Not what the aesthetic.
I mean,
But he is going to search the rest
that
of the
that forest green clashing with that blue, like
No,
is,
no,
no way.
pockets. Which is funny because the bead in his hair is forest green.
It would be the one thing that matches, and if you ever did that, I would still judge you.
No. But he's
Those
looking
shoes are
through. Does he
terrible.
find other things?
Yes, so he finds you find an interesting syringe that's on a chain.
Okay.
You're not sure if it's a holy symbol. It's kind of strange. Like you've seen.
Right. I remember what Wisp said about the holy symbol. And I don't want to take that.
You do see a holy symbol as well that's around his neck.
Cass.
That's different.
Cass on that.
You see you find a potion of healing, some sort of magical scroll, and as you put it, boring books and shit.
That is how I did put it in the chat.
As long as they are not his cleric books, his holy books.
No, he's not interested in any kind of books.
Yeah.
Fuck books.
Fuck him.
Marcoris ain't
Hey,
a reader.
take it from us here at InfiniteRP. Fuck books.
Like books. Learning is cool, but books are really
That's a
lame.
little progressive, but
That's a new slogan. Here at
Um,
Infinite RP, we believe in many of things, but on the foremost, fuck
He
books.
I'm not
he
good at
absolutely
fuck
takes the
spiders, but fuck
syringe.
books.
He takes the syringe and the potion and the scroll.
okay, perfect. As you're kind of being careful, right? To try not to wake knock.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden there is a noise that just breaks the silence, and you're afraid of what it was at first because you don't get what the noise is, and then you're scared that Nox can wake up. All of a sudden what you see is Aiden, and he is put his paws up on the wall where Kimura is, and he's like and Kimura's like shut up.
I'm gonna
It's like scolding him.
I'll run over real quick if it looks like things are okay over there with.
Yeah, well, it's clearly like you look over there and it's clear what's going on.
Oh,
He
are they
wants
just
to-
fucking around?
He wants to get on the roof and he can't.
Oh, okay. Well then.
He wants to
never
go
mind.
talk or spend time with Kimura and he can't, and so he's throwing a fit.
Also, if you pick up the syringe and I see you pick up the syringe,
he does.
I'll spend like the time to tell you what it is.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, so she'll just like give you the lowdown and say how basically is a point of standard and standing. The more it's
okay.
full.
Is it like medicine inside?
I don't remember what's inside, but I know that the more full it is, the more respect they have.
Ooh, fancy.
Yeah, apparently this one has a lot of respect.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It was
Never
almost
know.
empty. I think this one was. It was
Oh,
So
I
he was
thought I thought
No, that
yes,
was
this one was
that
almost empty. The one that the other guy was wearing was almost
Roderick.
full.
Yeah, the one that you've
Yes.
talked to, he had quite a bit. But
He had
yes,
no respect. Nobody liked this guy.
no respect on his name.
Put some respect on his name.
But these are the people that we're going to see.
Oh, the bird
So-
mask. Bird mask.
Yeah,
Okay.
Kyrogen.
All right.
Yeah.
Kyrogen. That's a stupid word.
Yeah, but I'll dispel the darkness, and then after that, I'll just go to bed.
Okay. Is anybody going to take a watch or anything? Or
I'm assuming our watchdog will do that.
Yeah,
I mean, your dog has to sleep as well, unfortunately.
I'll take the second watch. I'll take a second watch.
Hold on. Fuck books. Fuck dogs. I think it'd stay up all night.
Oh my
I'll
god.
sleep.
I'll take the second watch after Aiden then.
Okay, perfect. Go ahead and Wisp, roll me a perception check.
Oh shit. Okay. That's an 11.
Okay. Sleep finds you all at some certain point throughout the evening, night. It's cold. As Wisp, you know, throughout your watch, the snow gets heavier and more consistent. You all are racked with strange dreams tonight. Marcoris, you see a throne room. Empty, dark. The sconces on the wall are unlit. But you see at the end, you see a large throne. And some figure is sitting there kind of like this with his hand on his knee. And you can tell that it is a male.
Humanoid?
Humanoid, with his hand kind of covering his face. The thing that...
Yeah. No, go
the
ahead.
thing that you notice is his eyes glow with some strange green light.
Marcoris approaches the throne.
Okay.
And he's like, 1,000 pardons. And he gives like a little bow, like he's been trained to do in the presence of royalty.
Okay.
He says, I'm not exactly sure where I am, but apparently I'm in your court. Hello?
The figure looks up, and you see a young man, maybe mid-20s, long, wavy black hair, goes just above his neckline. Gaunt features. He looks tired, and you can see a crown that looks like gnarled tree branches that kind of come up and crisscross, almost like they've been charred or burnt. And he looks up and says something, but you don't hear any words.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that. Can you speak up?
And then you hear footsteps behind you.
Turn. Look.
And you see a skeletal form of a man walking forward, shuffling, I guess, not shambling. You can see the skin is wrinkly and very pale, and you can see pointed ears. The strange thing that you notice is this figure has no eyes whatsoever. There is just skin, and you can see just the faintest hint of a nose and then a mouth. And then, as all dreams do, it becomes weird because when he opens his mouth to talk, you hear Aiden's dog voice saying something. Yeah. And then just blackness. And that's like the portion of the dream that you remember.
Okay.
Wisp. You see You find yourself descending into some giant pit. You can see wooden scaffoldings that surround this this pit, and it is maybe a mile across. And the reason you're not sure why you're walking towards it, but you can see a green light that almost blinds you as you continue to walk down somewhere deep within this area.
I keep going. I just try to get to the light.
All of a sudden, you come to a kind of a resting point where you stop for a moment and you see I forgot the name already. You see Lorne sitting there with his arms folded, kind of leaning up across the wall. It's like, well, how's it going? It's been quite a while since I seen you. You find my memories yet?
No, I don't think we have, no.
Well, I thought that's what we were going to do, is find my memories.
We're working on it.
Oh, well, that's all right. What are memories anyway? Hey, maybe they're down there, huh? How about we go look for them together? And he winks at you.
Sure. You go first.
Sure. And he takes off running down, and all of a sudden he's gone. Like, and then you see him, you hear his voice, you gotta keep coming down. Come on. And you hear it like echoing from inside this pit, and that's what you remember of your dream.
Okay.
Just Steve, just, you know, what's his, Mr. Rogers? Just, that's exactly what I think of, is that Shepard in that moment. Come on down, it's gonna be great over here, kids.
You wanna come down here?
Oh no, that dream just turned into a nightmare.
Yes, sir. Knock.
Yes, sir.
All of a sudden, you find yourself at the top of a lighthouse. And
Gavin Summers is there.
Fuck. I break him in half.
You're looking out to the ocean, and then you look behind you, and you see the city of Vedranis. You're beyond the walls, in a way. You can see, you find yourself in some sort of harbor. All of a sudden you hear a voice. Knock, is that you? It's me.
Does this voice sound familiar?
Oh yeah, it's Calder.
Oh!
I look around. It is. Announce yourself.
I'm right behind you. And you turn around and you see him there.
Okay, good.
Sorry, I you know, died and everything. I wasn't trying to, but you know, things just sort of happen.
Like all things in life, my friend, yes, they happen.
I heard Vader died too.
The city of Vedranis is unforgiving. Calder.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be though.
What do you mean? This city has proven more times than any that it is willing to kill you at every turn.
Right, but you just have to. Well, it did, but then it didn't. You know.
Knock has visible confusion on his face.
Is this one of your book religion pieces? What are we? Have I crossed over?
No.
I don't remember dying.
No, you're Not dead. I mean, I don't think so. I've never talked to a dead person before.
Well, it's the first for me too, there, friend.
Well, anyway,
Where are we?
we're at a lighthouse.
No shit.
D&D Sherlock.
Just you know, be careful.
Sound advice there, Calder. I liked it better when you shot the green shit out of your hands.
Oh, I can do that too.
Sucks.
I can still do that, but better now. Anyway, I've got to go. And all of a sudden,
show me.
and all of a sudden, you turn out as you hear waves.
Like big tsunami waves.
As you look out, you see a giant wave. But then you realize it's not a storm. It's something large moving towards you. All of a sudden you hear this rumble, and from the darkness of the waves you see a maw of thousands upon thousands of sharp teeth as it swims, flies, makes its way towards the lighthouse, and engulfs you and the lighthouse into blackness. And that is what you remember of your dream.
Nock definitely jumps into the maw before it bites down on him.
Okay, Captain Jack Sparrow. You all awake in a cold sweat as you kind of look around and look at each other. You are confused for a moment. You hear voices in your head. You can't understand them. Nock, you can understand them, but they're incomprehensible. You can't. It's like they're saying words backwards or in reverse, replacing weird words with words that don't make sense in this given sentence. And you feel that pain. All of you feel that pain stabbing into the side of your head. I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
I have a question, DM.
Yes.
Does Jerry need to make a Constitution saving throw?
No.
Okay.
Oh, thank
It's
God.
very important. Ooh, 18 from Mark Boris.
Okay. Nock got a 25.
Yeah, chilling,
Wow.
bro.
And Wisp, you got a
14.
14. Okay. Wisp,
Having a hard time.
I need you to roll a d10 for me. Okay. Give me one moment while I pull up the appropriate PDFs.
Glad you're putting away the inappropriate PDFs.
Yeah, I don't keep those with me anymore.
I keep them on a special hard drive, a cloud save, miles and miles.
I keep them in a folder on my computer called boring tax documents.
The ultimate facade.
No one will find it.
It's right next to my other folder labeled midget porn. You'll never click on it because it sounds ridiculous.
That has my tax documents in it.
Oh my god. What did you roll, a 2?
I rolled a 2. Please tell me I get to file tax documents now.
Unfortunately, it's much worse.
Oh god, no.
no.
I love madness. I love madness.
So you all wake up.
Except for me, I just die.
No, you're still awake.
I never went to bed,
But-
I'm still awake.
As you're looking at Nock, who's on your right, you can also see Marcoris is on your left, without turning your head. You can see Kimura behind you, looking there with a weird expression on her face. Like, what the fuck?
I turn around to face her.
Her look gets even.
What?
What do we see? What do we see?
Yeah, I turned around to face her, so my back is facing them now.
You see an eye on the back of her head.
Shit.
On the side of her head. You even see one on her arm, on her bicep.
Does she have her original eyes?
Yeah.
Also? Okay.
So I have one on the back of my head, the side of my head, and my shoulder.
Yes.
Yikes.
I have 3 eyes.
Multiple sets of eyes appear on the character's body. It now has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight. But
caveat.
But
a nearby creature can see through the extra eyes of the character as per the clairvoyance spell.
Oh shit.
so I can't see through my own eyes?
No, you can.
You can, but
So can
we.
So can other people.
Wait, anybody can?
I gotta look at the clairvoyance spell.
Yeah, hold on. What's going on? How do that work?
What the hell's going on? Knock looks to your eyes, and like there is an immediate like shock, but then also just like an immediate just blank stare of just reality. And he goes,
I got a tongue. Points to Vardar. You got a face.
What?
You got an ass into the stick and got eyes.
You want me to read clairvoyance?
Sure. Please do.
Sure. Basically, the basics are you put a sensor within range. You put a little like spy camera somewhere. When you cast the spell, you choose seeing or hearing. I assume we mean seeing.
Seeing.
A creature that can. Okay. You can use the chosen sense through the sensor as if you were in its space. So basically,
People can use these eyes.
when we
to
choose, we can
see.
see through Wisp's eyes.
Yeah.
All of them.
But so can other people if they know that they can.
Anyone
use.
within range, right?
Within range.
Well, that's okay. So that's the question then. Would people know if they were in range that they could use that spell through me? Or is that something that I
to find out?
Oh
That's what I'm gonna
God.
find out.
So okay. So I'm, as you probably are making me aware of these eyeballs. I kind of just like I don't like touch them because I don't want to like poke my eyeballs. But like I just kind of like feel around them. They feel real, right? They're not magic. They feel real.
Oh yeah, you can feel the crease
I don't
of
know.
the
I touch my forehead.
eyelid.
It's on the side of my head.
Yeah, they are real.
Wisp, you got something on you.
So this is what happens now. You manifest a large tongue. I manifest eyeballs. If you manifest a giant nose or ears, we're gonna have a really big problem.
No, we're gonna have a really big face.
We can make a
that
new
right
person.
there.
Is that what this is? Do we just make another person because Vardar died?
No, that is a ridiculous conclusion. I would never give away my big tongue to complete your face.
Okay, so it's weird, Wisp, when I look at you, like I can see from your perspective all the things that you're seeing. You're
What?
like, you're like, I don't even know how to explain it so y'all understand, okay? You're like some sort of like
What if I do
sensor.
this? And I cover up one of the I
Okay,
cover up
I
the
see your
eyeball.
hand. I see darkness. I see your hand.
So what if I do this and I try to cover the other one?
I mean, now you just look ridiculous.
But can you only? But do you only see out of the
Yes,
one
I
that's
only
not
see out of the
covered?
ones that are uncovered. Like, I mean, right now, take your hand off the one in the back of your head. Okay, I can see Kimura now because she's over there, huh? And I mean, this could be useful. This could be a good thing.
I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like moving my head to see if it feels weird or anything. I'm like looking at the other eyeball on my shoulder, like.
I mean, do you get all these signals? Are you seeing everything?
Can I try to see? Can I close my eyes, my real eyes, and try to see
OG
through those
eyes.
You close your OG
or
eyes and
MC
you can
eyes?
see in all the directions that your other eyes are.
Can I blink them? Can I close them willingly?
Mm-hmm.
So
Blink,
they're
and
just
all of a sudden
literally
you guys hear,
just extra eyes.
yeah.
Okay, so you said, okay.
And real quick, right before we take our break, all of a sudden you hear the sound of stone grinding on stone. As you turn, that primordial eye, that warp stone, is turning and sits there and stares at Wisp.
Oh.
And that's where we're gonna take our break.
I'm gonna fucking die or get possessed.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
I will just say,
God.
I was
Hi,
rereading
party.
the table. Be glad you didn't roll a 1.
What? Okay, never mind. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I do want to know.
Anyway. Oh my goodness.
This is dope though. This is dope. I got extra dope monk stuff. So I get advantage on what?
Perception checks.
Advantage on perceptions. Okay, cool.
And then any creature can see through the extra eyes of the character as per the clairvoyance spell. So
is that just constantly running all the time, as long as you're within proximity? And what's proximity of me? A mile?
probably the casting is per the clairvoyance spell, so probably
It's a range of a mile.
Oh, well, there you go.
Well, that's actually extremely fucking useful. Never mind, we're never curing you. Whatever.
But that's what I'm saying. Somebody can see through my eyes, and somebody else will see through my eyes for a mile. So I gotta cover that shit if people are
if they
trying
can
to look
see
at
you, right?
I don't know.
We'll let Cole figure it out.
We'll
I think you
figure
have
it
to be
out.
aware and try to tune into me. I don't think everybody within a mile just all of a sudden starts getting visions of what my eyes are seeing.
Okay, I'm seeing a big
That would be
Goliath.
so
and
What
I'm
the
seeing a
fuck
dog.
is
Okay.
this?
Yeah, that'd be so
Keep going.
scary.
Yeah.
I can never look at myself ever again.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
That's scary.
Try to have a giant tongue.
Yeah.
out of
Okay,
your
I don't want
throat.
to think about this too hard. Let's go on break.
We will figure out what that entails, what maybe these dreams entail, and we will be back in 7 to 10 minutes. Grab a drink, grab a snack, and we will see you soon. Bye. Soon later for a minute, guys. Bye. And welcome back, you son of a bitch, Justin.
Oh, welcome back, you son of a bitch.
Yes, son of a bitch.
What is that from? You son of a bitch. It's True Grit. I think it's True Grit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, Justin's the next person to turn into a monstrous mutation of
Hey.
the mind and body. Just kidding. You guys have just
me or my character?
Yes.
Oh. That's not good.
No. So you guys have just awoken. You see Wisp with eyes. You're trying to recollect whatever dream you had, and you're sitting there all together.
Okay. Wisp. I just feel like Marcoris would be like, "Can you see this?
Yes.
How about I reach around here? Can you see that?"
Yes.
It's funny because we can't see it in the webcam.
I know, right? But
It's just
No, I
body.
can't.
Wisp can. They can.
Over here?
I can't.
Okay. How many fingers am I holding up?
She closes her eyes like this. 4.
Damn it.
They see all. I see all.
Knock whips his big old tongue out and tries to speak deep speech at her. Does she understand?
What languages do you speak?
I don't speak deep speech.
You don't understand what he's saying.
It's just a goblin.
You're like,
I turn to Marcoris and I go, "That's what I heard earlier in my head when I was like doing the thing."
I don't speak that language, so
I don't either.
I had the weirdest dream. Did y'all have dreams?
Yeah.
I did.
What happened in yours?
Oh, I was in the court of somebody. It was like a throne room, right? And there was a man seated on a throne, and he had pointed ears, like maybe an elf or something along those lines, but no eyes, green, glowing. And then somebody comes in, like a very it looks like they hadn't eaten in years, right? You could see the skin clinging from their bones, and they were like moving in, and then that was it. That's all I remember.
I just want to double check. Is that Macoris mixing up the people, or is that you?
It's probably me.
Okay. So the person on the throne looked quite normal, other like than the eyes that were glowing, and he's the one with the
green
crown.
eyes.
The skeletal looking, like the gaunt looking motherfucker.
He
is
had
the one
pointy ears.
who had the pointy ears and no eyes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do either of those sound like?
Nope.
Do either of them sound like what? Anyways, that's what I saw.
Gotta love Grid
What?
Fam.
What? Huh?
Does any of this sound like something I would know from like a fairy tale or just history? Do these creatures sound like something anybody
Did I recognize the man
recognize?
on the throne?
Yeah, as he's trying to recollect this, just being like,
You're not. No tale that you've heard or.
Now, if I know
Anything like
anything
that.
about dreams, right, it's that what something isn't what it represents. So the throne
oh,
could mean like a toilet, or
do you really think you're having dreams about people on the toilet?
wouldn't be the first time.
Okay. Knock, did you have a dream?
Yeah, I did. I spoke to Calder, in which he told me that he died. Not a surprise, but he's dead, and that there was something else to live beyond just the death. He said his green blood, what do you call it? Green paste magic was stronger where he is now than he wasn't. But it was on a lighthouse outside the city of Vedranis.
That's
Lighthouse. Okay, so what would a lighthouse represent? I mean, other than a penis.
I just look at Marcoris.
Immediate disgust, and he goes,
Why would you immediately think phallus when you hear a lighthouse?
Well,
Those are used to warn boats, ships, oncoming doom, whatever have you. And
so
you
maybe
think
Calder was giving you a
penis.
warning. Maybe he was giving you a warning, or maybe it's a penis.
Well, at the end of the dream, a giant creature with teeth all razor sharp with its maw agape, came down and ate me as well as the penis. And I woke up.
And then I woke up.
The end.
Now, we don't have time to sift through all of that.
Next episode is the therapy episode where we all lay down on the couch.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wiz, did you have dreams about eyeballs?
No. I was falling into a pit, like big miles across, but there was a green light. Yeah, there was like really deep, far down, and I couldn't see, but I couldn't see anything else, but I could see this light, and then Lorne was there.
I don't know who that is.
Knock, do you remember Lorne? From out of character. They were from Hallow, yes.
Yeah,
but who in Hallow? They were at the barkeep?
He was the barkeep.
No, once the barkeeper was.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That was far back.
Hey, I would have fucking remember.
He was asking me where his memories were. Knock. He said that we were here to retrieve his memories.
He's inside your dream. Lorne told you that
we were here to find his memories. Yes. And then
he didn't send us on that quest.
Yes.
I know. But and then he said, well, why don't we go down and look together? And we started to go towards the green light, and that's when I woke up. I don't know what that means. A green light.
Starts looking around for a green light.
I immediately, if I look at Marcoris, how visible is his green bead in his hair?
It's visible.
It's visible.
Like it's like
I
it'd
point
be like
at
right
it.
here at the end of one of his.
Yeah, I point at it.
Pick
I'm just
all.
like, it's not a light, but your bead kind of looks like the color.
All right. Well, I mean, this isn't a lot. It's just, I mean, it's just a keepsake. But I mean, is there a lot around here somewhere? Maybe someone was trying to tell us something, right?
Well, I had a dream of a light, but Knock had a dream of a lighthouse. Maybe the dreams are connected some way, or they all, or maybe I don't know.
I mean, maybe my fellow had green light in his eyes, but
well, hold on.
Wait, was there anything?
Green.
Was there anything green in your dream, Knock? Anything you remember that stood out in your dream? Anything green in your dream?
dream green.
Green dreams.
Green dream.
No, I mean the lighthouse. It was a light.
Sure. I mean, lots of light.
I have no idea if it was actually green. I think just a lighthouse.
No.
Okay.
Not that I can remember.
Well then,
But
maybe.
Calder was there. His hands. He was able to do the thing.
How did- You said Calder's power was green, right?
He said that his power was even stronger because he had died. But the man who was speaking to me seemed conscious. He spoke as if he knew he was dead, and he put himself there. But he told me that death is not the end.
I mean, like clipboard out, like Marcoris is like writing all this down.
Okay. Wait. Okay, so Calder was in your dream. Lorne was in my dream. Marcoris, was there somebody in your dream?
Yeah, two people. There was some sort of a king or a prince or something like that. on a throne with a crown on, and then there was like a gaunt, emaciated sort of elf-looking person.
Maybe
did not appear happy.
You see Wisp kind of like thinking. She's trying to put the pieces together to a puzzle of which she does not see a picture for. Is there some sort of roll she could make to see if there's any sort of correlation between the people specifically? Because Calder's dead, in my theory behind asking this, and maybe to help maybe get me in the right direction, Wisp is thinking that the people in the dreams are dead and that they are trying to tell us something. Because we have not seen Lorne since we left Hollow. True. So Wisp is making a heavy assumption. The gaunt person in Marcoris's dream appears to be dead. You know, feature-wise, she's like, maybe he's dead. Maybe this is a dead king. Maybe Calder's dead, and if he's consciously talking, like Lorne, what she did. Actually, this is what I want to know. Based on what he said, can I discern if Lorne was speaking to me in a cognizant tone, or if it seemed like a dreamscape tone? Like, could I discern if it sounded like he was actually present with me?
That's kind of the scary thing, right?
Yeah.
Is that it's a little bit of both.
Okay.
Everyone of you feel that, like, it was a dream, because each one of you had a strange occurrence happen of some sort. Some of them, you know, like all of a sudden, you know, for Marcoris, it was obviously seeing two people he didn't know, but then this person sounding like Aiden. And then for Wisp, it was seeing Lorne in this weird place that you've never been. And then again for Nog, it was this strange place you've never been, but then something ate a lighthouse. So it's like, it's hard to, like, it was very visceral to all of you. More so maybe like a vision, but there were aspects of it being a dream, so it's hard to tell.
She's just kind of like milling in her mind then for a minute. She's trying to put pieces of a puzzle she doesn't even know if they go together yet.
I don't know, y'all. I mean, we might just had like some bad rations or something.
That's
Should we keep
possible.
moving?
Bad rations.
Like, you know, indigestion. You never have bad dreams when you have indigestion.
This is not bad food. She touched the damn eye. In almost the entirety of the time to which we put it here. After we got out of that damn dreamscape earlier. Me and Vader both have this disease.
Okay.
It's just not bad food.
Right, well, here, how about this? Wisp, why don't you take a break from rolling the eyeball? Huh? We'll let Jerry do it.
I mean,
Jerry. Sorry. That popped in my head.
If he can manage to be
Of
quite
course
honest,
I can manage, Wisp.
by all means, Jerry, go right
I am the
ahead.
strongest one in my order. I am
Of
more
course.
powerful than all of the others combined.
She gives him like a lid, like the tiniest,
Fitting,
and bows away from it.
good, appropriate, finally.
And he's gonna come and try to push the eyeball.
Okay.
You want to roll for this?
Yeah, definitely at
Also,
disadvantage.
did we complete a long rest?
Yes, you did.
Okay. Thanks.
It's a 5.
What do we see as Jerry absolutely fails to push this
He is just like raging against this thing. You know what I mean? Just like veins popping out of his little red neck. And he's like, you know, after a moment or two, he's like, there, I have moved it. It has not moved.
Knock just yells really loud towards him. He's like,
You're pathetic!
You are pathetic, Rockman.
To be quite honest, I'd rather just keep pushing if I'm already affected.
Jerry
There's no
says, I will allow this.
Thank you, Jerry. And she gives him another little bow.
He seems pleased by this.
Yeah, like a little hat tip.
Hmm?
I mean, there's no sense in you getting close to it, Marquarus. We can't have everybody affected.
I think we're on the same page. You're right. I should not be anywhere near that thing.
And Nock's already too far gone. We've seen him do a couple weird things now, so.
Too far gone.
It's
If
fine.
I wasn't carrying fodder, I'd put that damn thing on my back too.
And she kind of like looks at you and then like does like this like movement with her hands where it like emulates what your spine did. Like when it came out of your body, she's like,
Is it not? I just look at her like, what? A squid?
I saw your spine come out of your body like the warp thing did when we were in town. All right.
Did I notice that, by the way? Do I know that happened?
Yeah, you felt it.
I was under.
You felt
No,
it.
you felt it.
Ah, never mind. Just turned into a hunchback card.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah, it
push
should
this, it's gonna make everything worse, and we both need the lure weed now. So
But
figure it
first to
out.
the asylum, yeah?
yes.
All right, let's
No,
roll out.
No, it's an agreement.
Do we hide this before we get to the asylum? We
Well,
need to have
how
that
about-
conversation now. Yes.
Do they want it?
They will probably want it if we bring it to them.
Where are we going to hide this thing? It's the size of a 5-foot diameter beach ball.
We find a different house before it. We go ahead, put it inside of there before the Kyritan and go ahead and see.
We can
But-
hide it. Yes. Aren't there houses around that we walk through? Abandoned houses.
I don't know. Sure.
DM, do I remember them being? Aren't there tons of abandoned houses surrounding this place?
Oh yeah.
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 Well, we can we'll find an abandoned house and we can hide it in it.
They're a
I
little
don't
bit
think
more
it's smart
on
to give
the
it to them.
outskirts because like the closer you get to the
Yeah,
asylum,
no.
there's more people living there because it's
Yeah, no.
safer, but-
Yeah, but don't we pass them before we get there?
You've been passing them the whole time.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Then are we cardinally in the direction that we would need to be going in to get the lore weed after we get to the asylum?
Do you know which direction the lore read is?
Isn't it east?
North.
I have it.
Northeast.
I have it. I just have to go back to when we actually were getting talked to. It's been so many sessions since the lore
so
weed was
long.
discussed.
I don't have the map in front of me, so it's like I don't know directions.
I can bring you on the map.
Very
You
long
guys want to be on the map?
Yeah,
north?
sure. Yeah,
Okay,
give us some
so it was
visuals.
North.
I have to look at
and
it.
We haven't
then
seen
ended up
this for a
being-
minute.
I know, right? It's
You
been
guys
a
have been
while.
you guys have been
So there's a
under
map.
this. So yeah, we said. We have
Okay,
a map
yes. Okay, from where we were when we got
Right,
from where
yes,
we
yeah.
were where we got the mission, it was north in a swamp. We were
Due
told
north
it was
from the asylum.
due north. No, yes, due north
God.
from the asylum in a swamp. Weed that grows north in a swamp, not easy to obtain by warp stones. That's what I wrote. Need to find before we fall entirely to the disease, but we need an herbalist to brew a special tea for us. My notes were pretty thorough that day.
That's pretty good. That is pretty good.
Yeah. So I reiterate that are we heading north right now?
You are heading east. So
So the
Um,
asylum is east.
the asylum is east of the mausoleum. It's
Okay,
2-day.
so the mausoleum.
You are in
is
the
here.
red hex on the right, and you are
East.
heading to the
Okay.
green hex, which you have been to, on
Perfect.
the left.
My map is way too big. That's why I can't see it.
I need to
Okay.
go back and mark. Like for some reason, it got reset everywhere you've traveled, so I need to redo it. But
Okay. So then, if we were to hide it here, would we hit it on the way back to find the lure weed, or would we be backtracking?
you would probably be backtracking if you hit it here, because you're still about you have like another like several hours travel before you get back to the asylum.
Okay.
So
I thought we were still.
from
I thought
the
we were like a couple
asylum.
hours out.
Yeah, so you're in between hexes. You still have to move the one hex, but like it's the next day now. So like by the end of today's travel, you should get to the asylum or whatever. And then from there, it's probably north. So you'd have to go backwards to go get it.
Where would you be comfortable hiding it?
I do not
If
mind
we have to.
how far we must travel, if we can find a wagon, broken down or not. Some place where it could be safe, not in people's eyes. In front of them, it would be the best, but...
Do we not
about,
want these Kyrogen folks to have this thing?
We don't know yet.
That is what I was going to ask. After the conversations with their Spider Queen, things were a little difficult. Do you still trust this Sarah Cochran? Wisp.
I don't know. I don't know who to trust there anymore. We were sent on this quest, and it feels like it was a suicide mission.
Kind of feels like y'all got manipulated.
Yes, we did. And now I'm trying to piece together how we come out of this smart.
Where we tell
Because
them,
we have to be careful with what we tell them.
we tell them to come here. We demand answers. They want this thing, what we went all throughout hell and dismay to find. We lost 2 of our people. The least we can go ahead and do is get the answers we deserve. And then he can have his rock.
I mean, step number 1 is to figure out what we're going to tell this fella. Right? This Sigismund?
Yes.
We tell him we got the rock. We tell him that it's too big. We tell him that it is not helping our conditions, our ailments, which it's not.
So we had to stash it somewhere.
Yes.
So we stash it, we lead him to the place, that way we're not backtracking too far. At the end of the day, we bring him to it. He doesn't want to come, then he loses out on his treasure. Simple as such.
Okay. Now he says that with this thing he can end the sickness or whatever, but you don't think that's true?
No. No,
Well,
not
if it is true, he can heal us then and there.
What we know about these stones is that they're part of a being, an ancient being, something long before us. Like we said, this seems like its whole eyeball. And she kind of like looks towards it when she says that.
With which eyeball?
With all of the eyeballs. She has 5 now, I have to remember.
Eyeball
It is looking at you.
Yeah.
The eye is staring at you, and you feel almost this weird presence, as if there's something else watching in your sight. It's weird and it's scary. It's almost like you're like the hairs on the back of your neck.
It feels like I'm naked and somebody's staring at me, and I don't want them to be, but I'm not naked. It's just like that extremely uncomfortable, like, oh my God, please stop.
Yep.
Like that's how she feels. She's just like, she feels vulnerable in the most uncomfortable way. And so like all the eyes kind of shift to it for a second and then immediately shift back to the conversation because she notices and she feels it and she's just like, she's very put off by it. I don't trust them as far as I can throw them. That thing that you... And she stops. And those things that they wear around their necks, the way that it all is just formulating, it's not right. None of it's right.
Yeah, it does feel like y'all are missing a puzzle piece.
And I think that thing is a huge part of it.
All right, hold on. And Marcoris takes off his fabulous blue jacket and he's going to drape it over the eyeball.
Okay.
Just so it stops looking at Wisp.
Oh, Thank you.
I'm a gentleman, if nothing else.
I just... Why would they set us on this quest?
To kill this woman, right?
She was supposed to already be dead. We were told that she was dead. We were given the quest to go to her laboratory and find her research papers on how to reverse this curse, this sickness. And apparently none of that was true. And we are left with these, and she like holds up her backpack full of the books that she took from the doctor. And we are left with that. And she points towards the gun that's on Kimura's back. And that. And she points to the eyeball. None of this is what they asked for. And none of this is what they told us we would be expecting. The doctor told us that Sigismund started it all. Why would Sigismund come here to end somebody he was working with? They were partners.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him as well as y'all do, if at all, but when you send somebody to kill somebody you used to be partners with, it's to cover your tracks.
Precisely. Well, what else is he covering? We basically just found out if that was it, you know, like, so he started the sickness. Well, I don't know how to end it. We didn't find that. Unless it's hidden here somewhere. And she gestures to the books again.
Yeah.
And even he told us that.
But we can't give that thing to him. It is a piece of an ancient being. A man without that power, without whatever this is, created a sickness that wiped out thousands of people. And she looks at Nock when she says that, because he knows, you know, Marcoris hasn't seen it. If we give him that, we give him everything. And this is coming from somebody who has no moral standing on much to go by. But this all feels so wrong. It's in my head. It's in your head. And she points to Nock again. Imagine that in the hands of a man like that. They can't know we even have it. Nobody can know we have it, or else we will be targets so large for everybody in this city. Imagine. It's too powerful. Look, it's huge.
What if we can't find a place to put it? What if some kid finds it? What if some horrible,
aren't there magics that hide things?
I mean,
isn't this a magic city?
We'll use more blankets.
We get a cart. we get a cart. No, he has an idea. We get a cart. We fill it with random things. It doesn't matter. Sure. Anything. And we just hide it within it all.
Kimura speaks up at this point. Speaking. Sorry.
Scott, you were here.
Carts.
What was your dream? I was really curious.
That is for me to know. That's what she says.
Very Kimura.
She says, speaking of carts, and she pulls out from her pouch, a bell.
It's the bell! Oh! She was given the bell!
Finally, that comes into use.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, it's the cart. It's the store, the trading merchant. If she rings the bell,
I don't know what that. I don't know. I've never met a trader.
Of course, shut up. He's about to do something great.
All right.
I don't. I mean, remember, it only works at midnight. Remember?
What time is it?
We just woke up.
Like 8 a.m.
Fuck. All
I
right,
I look directly at the sun.
I mean,
is it night?
I mean, we can just
Got a reason with the sun.
I mean, they're not expecting us back at any specific time. We can just wait another day.
No, but not here. No.
Okay,
We can either can wait here and find something coming to us, or we can go somewhere else. And then right at midnight, we'll ring it, and hopefully it will come.
Why don't
Unless you think otherwise.
We'll travel half the distance we're supposed to today. The city is maybe a whole day's worth. We'll just travel half the day and then take the rest of the day off.
Of course. Send your bird. Survey the land. Go forward. See if there's anything else that we cannot see.
Sure. I mean, towards the asylum? Or do you want to go someplace you haven't been yet, to the north?
No. On our journeys. We have to go to the asylum.
Okay.
Just to make sure the
In that
path is clear of
Yeah.
bird men.
All right.
Anything of the sort.
All right. I'm going to send Jerry toward our intended path.
Okay.
And just to sort of scout ahead to make sure everything is... I mean, Marcoris doesn't know what to expect, but just to make sure there's no, like, armies waiting for us or anything.
So how far are you sending him? Like,
so as long as Jerry
time?
and I are on... let me make sure about this, because this is kind of a little bit of a pack to the chain type of thing.
Back to the chain type of thing.
Back to the chain.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to think of how far of a range I have.
Chris gets his family just to come and like through the crossing. Have everyone have that same crackly voice would be great. I'm your brother Timmy.
Hi guys, I really just want to be a part of everything.
Bring back Sybil. Oh my god.
So good.
I don't think that I have extended vision through him, but I might. I think it's as long as he's on the same plane of existence as Marcoris is.
You might be able to like contact him or whatever.
Yeah, I have to double check on that. But basically, he just sends him out as far as he'll go. I think it's actually might be 100 or something like that.
Okay.
That might be a trait I don't have. So
I think that there is a Pact of the Chain invocation that you can take.
Right, and I don't think I took it. I've got different ones. So I can communicate telepathically. Oh yeah, I can. Here we go. Voice of the Chain Master is one of my invocations. You can communicate telepathically with your familiar and perceive through their senses as long as you're on the same plane of existence.
Okay.
So as far as he can go, like just towards the asylum.
Okay.
He's not happy about it either.
He's not happy about it. What's his flying speed?
40.
Okay. So it's gonna take him a while.
Yeah.
We got time.
I said, all right, Jerry. Gonna need you to go ahead and make sure everything's as it should be.
I think today we're taking a stroll pace.
Yeah, we're just gonna take it like we're gonna move kind of slowly and cautiously.
And I'm rolling. I'm kind of like bopping, you know. We're just
rolling,
strolling and rolling.
I just need you to make sure there's no surprises waiting for us. All right? He says,
Very well. I will go ahead as your scout in the great war that is to come.
and he like takes off and heads towards the asylum.
I have a question.
Oh, bless him.
Yes.
How did for Jerry? When you sleep at night, how does Jerry sleep? Does Jerry curl up with you, or does Jerry like sleep off in his own? Is he very
this is a really important question. I'm glad you asked that.
Yeah, I want to know what the relationship between the two is in that
I think
moment.
a lot of times Jerry keeps watch. You know, he stays awake.
Okay.
But in those times when he doesn't, he waits until Marcoris is asleep and then curls up with him as his little spoon.
I just want to know he's a soft creature at some point.
Oh yeah.
I just needed to know.
He has a softness that he will not let anyone see ever.
Okay.
I feel like this is like the awful history, like your history teacher and your student asked the most ridiculous question. Sorry, did Abe Lincoln have a different hat for every day of the week? That's important. That's important. No, he's fashionable.
I just want to know if he slept like he talked and act, okay?
Jerry is everyone's asshole cat. They love them when they're alone, but when they're around other people, they're just dicks.
He absolutely is, because he thinks he's more important than he is. Right. This is. Let's take it.
It's a real cat energy right there.
Everyone watching,
Watchbird.
let's take a look into Jerry's psyche, which is that he thinks he is a creature of great importance, but deep down subconsciously knows that he's dependent on Mark Horace.
And it's
Sad, really.
He's a house cat.
Inside.
Yeah.
He's a house cat.
He is my pickle.
Oh.
He's sleeping
weird.
really.
That's a weird.
Yeah, he is. So is Jerry.
It's a really weird sentence for those who don't know my cat's name is Pickle. Let's put that disclaimer out there. My
He's
cat's
my
name is Pickle.
Yes. Stop saying it, Doc.
He's
Anyway, what does he see?
So are you guys gonna move along?
Yeah.
I think we're like, I think we're strolling behind as we just kind of like send him out. So I imagine we're walking and talking.
Yeah, so
like
he can
80,
move
80 feet in front of us.
Right, so he can move like 10 feet more than you. Like essentially, like think combat wise, he can double move, so he can move essentially like 50 feet more than you guys. So he goes zooming. Maybe like it's gonna take. I would say 3 hours.
Okay.
3 hours in, Draxius relays back to you that he has found the asylum, he thinks.
Okay.
Because there's lots of people, and they're all screaming.
Shit, fuck.
What he sees is, you see the asylum, this gothic, archaic, 3 to 4 story building. And there is a large stone wall that surrounds the asylum. And then there's a market district, like there's a market in the area, and then homes. It looks like you can hear screaming, and people are being shepherded into the walls, within the walls of the asylum, by the men in black, the Kyrian.
Here come the men in black.
Will Smith is there. Tommy Lee Jones is there.
Wow.
Draxius doesn't know who they are, but they're goddamn celebrities. Anyway, there are Kyrian. There are these plague doctors wearing these masks that are quickly. Some of them are shepherding people into the walls as they're frantically moving. Some are fighting these strange, fleshy-looking creatures with tentacles coming out of their backs, giant maws, like weird deformities covering their bodies. And there's quite a few of them. There are a lot of them. It seems like there's some sort of battle going on.
I'm like, all right, I think this is the asylum. It's got some. It's like 3 to 4 stories. It's a big old, like it looks like a haunted house, right?
Yeah, but sounds accurate.
A bunch of civilians trying to run inside, and the guys with the bird masks are helping them. But there's like monsters there, like big fleshy, like.
Wisp. Knock looks to Wisp. That sense of familiarity in his eyes.
There's nothing that we can do.
I mean, but if we're heading that direction, we're gonna have to.
I mean, we'll have to deal with it, but there's nothing that we can do at the moment, so we just have to wait it out.
I'm carrying fodder. We have the rock, and now their bulwarks are being besieged by these warped figures. No. We stop. We wait.
Tell Jerry to stay around there.
Yeah, sure.
And just relay. I mean, we had to wait till midnight anyways.
Wagon check?
Wagon check?
Time check?
Yeah, wagon check. Look around to see if there's anything of that sort. Because regardless if we're stuck here, whatever that could end up coming our way, I just want to see if there's a place that we can wait it out for a little bit, stash the thing, and then
I mean,
chill.
there's plenty of homes and whatnot that seem abandoned that you could probably hold.
Can we find a reliable home that looks like it's got like
asking?
like at least enough
anything
of
with a
roof
safe
with
room?
well, it's snowing, so
reliable.
Well, no, like I'm saying because it's snowing, like anything with enough of a roof that it is reliable for us to be dry.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
That's what structurally sound.
I was going to say,
to be dry.
asking to find reliable housing in Vedranis is not a good idea.
No,
How is the
I
market
don't.
here?
I don't want to
I mean,
know.
there's plenty available.
Yeah, location.
But they're a little bit. They're all fixer-uppers.
Man, HGTV would have a field day with Vedranis.
Oh, fucking, what's that
cheap
couple's
old
name?
houses.
Chippin, what the fuck's her name? Chippin,
whatever.
Whatever she is.
Chippin, oh, shoot.
Jessica.
No.
Chip and
I like
Joanna. Chip and Joanna. The Gaines family would have a field day here.
Oh my god. Okay.
They would absolutely love it. Martha Stewart's there somewhere too. I don't know. Anyway.
All right.
We went from Men in Black.
Yeah.
to
No. Are there any stable enough houses so that we could at least be dry?
Yes.
Thank you.
Is the short answer.
I wheel that beautiful bean footage inside.
So you you wheel the eyeball into the house. That's the stone eyeball. And are you guys just gonna wait?
I mean,
so I'm open for discussion on this. Knock immediately says wait because if they're being attacked by,
we're either gonna get run off or
it's either gonna be like as bad or better, right? It's probably not gonna get worse.
No.
So we might as well wait until midnight and
just so
and try to find the cart.
Our part. I think securing our part of the bargain being that we have this giant eye. And we are trying to keep it away from the Kyrogen. Bringing the giant eye that turns fucking things into those things, right?
Mm-hmm.
That makes us a target immediately. Not just because we look good and they're all hungry. No, they want that. Yeah. That is a key piece of this. If we can take care of this and put that away, that's one less thing we have to worry about. And then we can wait one more day and hope to God that we fucking pass our Constitution saves and get that bird motherfucker over to here and make that shit happen and see if we can go down.
Because, I'll say it as Wisp. Wisp is like sitting there as we're kind of like just getting into everything and just kind of like contemplating what we're gonna do. So I've been thinking they probably just want these. And she holds up the books. We were sent to gather information. If I can figure out if any sort of information might be in those books, we might be able to just give them that and not even have to worry about them knowing or wanting this rock.
I thought you said there was like encoded or something like that. Like
it is. But if I figure it out, if I don't know, I could spend some time with it, see if I could crack it. Okay. I mean, did anybody pick up any sort of codex or anything of the sort?
No. I can't read.
No reading glasses, no codex, no nothing.
I can't see. But no, I can't. No. And not pick up any books.
I mean, I can look it over with you and see what I can do to help.
Sure. I mean, we might as well while we're waiting. And then she'll pick out the book. She'll take out all the books and the textbooks, and she'll give. There's 1 or 2 coded journals. Oh, I wrote this down.
Yeah, I think I gave them to you last time.
Yes. I have... Doobie. It is... 2 textbooks and 3 journals. So I give him a textbook and I take a textbook, and then I give him 2 of the journals and I take 1 of the journals because I assume he might be able to magically figure things out.
I give 1 to Jerry.
Cool. So I have
He's
one
not there.
textbook.
Jerry's not there.
Not there. He's out of watch.
I have one textbook in one journal. You have one textbook in 2 journals.
All right, great. I'm gonna start with the textbook.
Okay.
The textbooks are just textbooks. The journals are the ones that are encoded.
Right.
Still start with the textbook.
Okay. So the textbook that you pull out is it surprises you because it's almost a religious text.
Ugh.
It talks about a being known as the Rook, and there are there's like quill and ink markings where someone has gone through and put notes or scratched through, and it says like when it like mentions the Rook, it says false god or like things like that, almost like besmirching the name of this this entity,
as if it were like some sort of like idol or cultish worship thing.
Yeah, so it's like besmirching that, and you see the etchings of the Weaver etched in its place, like just small notes about minor things about like summoning and things of that nature.
Okay.
Wisp, you in your textbook you find it is a textbook on disease and how diseases are generally how they can be transmitted, and different types of disease and things like that, and their potency as far as transmission, incubation.
Are any like underlines starred?
Yes, one of them is. It is surprisingly like the common flu. So it seems like as you're kind of doing your research and reading the notes, this is the baseline sickness that Karina seems to have used to, and things start to make sense where people are like, you know, staying away from each other or covering your mouth. You remember Vodder covering his mouth with cloth and things like that around people in the market. And that you remember the Kyrogen doing a kind of that checkup on you, seeing like, have you had any of these symptoms, or naming symptoms of the common cold. But then you remember the other stages that you saw and were explained to you, and you kind of start piecing together that much. When it comes to the journals, both of you make an intelligence check for me.
Okay. Look at the work.
Just straight intelligence?
Just straight intelligence.
Straight brain.
A 9.
A 7.
Damn, y'all.
You both sift through this, and you're not getting anywhere. You both look, you know, by the time you get through these books and these journals, like you're not any closer to discerning the cipher.
After a while, Marcoris just gives up. He's like, this doesn't make any sense at all. I'm not getting anything out of this. Like, it's just frustrating.
Yeah, that's how it pretty much was the first time I sat down and tried to look at it.
Still,
I just kind of like tossed the book on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, I would rather hand this over than that.
The eye, yeah.
Nock picks up one of the books that was tossed onto the ground. For shits and giggles, Nock is actually going to like pick it up and just go through the pages. Does that cipher look any different to myself or anything else like that, or just still the same hubbub?
Just on a brief glance, it doesn't seem like any language. It truly seems like some sort of cipher, but not anything like a deep speech or anything like that you can really gather. I mean, you can spend time with it and maybe try to break the cipher, but you'd have to spend a decent amount of time trying to.
Disadvantage. I'm all right. It's one of those things. He can't barely read anyway, so he's looking at to see if the part of the ailment that he has, if it's going to be of effect. And he looks like a moment of frustration on his face. He's like,
what if there's some sort of like key, right? What if there's some sort sometimes ciphers will have like a phrase or word. Yeah.
I mean, anybody have an idea? Where does it start looking?
Knock points to wherever the eye is.
Try showing it to the eye.
Oh, no.
I nod and I grab a notebook. I grab a notebook and I walk over to the eye.
Okay.
And I literally okay. So this is what Wispa does. She takes the notebook that she threw down. She picks it back up. Takes a deep breath. She walks over to the eye. She sits down in front of it like in a meditative stance, very respectful.
And it turns, and you hear the grinding of stone as it turns to look at you.
And she opens it up to the first page. She turns it around, and she holds it in front of her. She looks directly into the eye, and she just thinks about read. Just the word read.
Okay.
She sees if anything happens.
There's this wave of that familiar weight that you felt when you tried to talk to it last time returns. And slowly, the stone begins to make minor movements, and you can hear the grinding of stone on stone as you can see the eye doing this sort of thing.
Like it's reading.
Apparently, and all of a sudden,
is there a point where it stands still? Like it's done reading?
I would say
does
yes.
It stop?
I would say yes, and then it looks at you. And then you begin to hear the whispers in your voice again, in your head again. I need you to make another wisdom saving throw.
Oh, I knew this was gonna happen. This is gonna be so bad. Wisdom or Constitution?
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, you got this.
9. I'm really trying.
Oh.
Wisp.
It's fine. It's fine.
Roll me.
It's fine.
This is what happens when you fuck.
This is Dungeons and Dragons. You throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks. It's fine. Fantasy. Let's go. Roll me that beautiful
roll a D100.
All right. Got a 63, my friend. A 63.
Roll me a D100 again.
Oh, fuck.
Oh my god.
57.
Those magical words there. Look, there, Lakota.
All of a sudden, everything goes black.
Fuck! No!
As you can't see anything from any of your
my
eyes.
Eyeballs.
Everything goes dark. You continue to hear these voices in your head speaking a language that you can't understand. It is becoming quite literally maddening to hear these voices and not understand a single thing they're saying. You obviously get the sense that you are trying to mess with forces beyond your comprehension. because your eyes are normally a milky white, correct?
Yeah, she's got milky white scleric eyes.
All of a sudden they go, like, I know this happens normally, but they go black. Like, you all of a sudden, Marcoris and Nock, you're looking, and normally you see the milky white in Wisp's eyes, and they sometimes when she uses her magic, they kind of fog, like kind of cloud over, almost like water or something is kind of passing over them. I would say, is that accurate? Right. This time you see her pupils just enlarge to the point where you can't see any color in her eyes.
Wisp?
Nock, first thing he utters is, so what does the notebook say?
She drops the notebook and just starts backing up on her. She's sitting, so she's like backing up on, like turtle crawling backwards, getting away from the eyeball. And she just like sits down as she backs up as far as she can. Like, I imagine she probably goes like 10, 15 feet if she can make it, if she doesn't bump into anything.
Okay.
And she just like puts her head in her hands and she starts sitting in that position again.
Nock and Wisp. Marcoris, you hear voices in your head at this point. Whispers in a language that you can't understand. Unless you understand deep speech, and I'm not aware.
No, I don't. No.
Nock, you hear a voice through the whispers. Wisp, you hear a voice through the whispers that say, rebuild answers.
Rebuild answers?
Rebuild answers.
Nock puts his hand to his head.
Rebuild what?
What?
Answer
Wisp
what
is staying
you
silent.
provided
Yeah,
them.
Wisp is like kind of like staying silent. She's trying to take it all in. She's
Nock's trying to
overwhelmed.
reason. Nock is trying to reason with the voices that come in and out of his head so often, so he wants them out. So he's asking the shooting questions.
Marcoris goes and puts his coat over the eyeball again. Because he's kind of freaked out by what's happening here.
As you go and try to put your coat over the eye, there's a bit of a, like, you put it over it, and there's a shock wave, almost like a gust of air, and your coat goes flying off.
Yeah.
And the eye turns and looks at you.
All right. I put both hands up. I'm like, okay, all right, all right. You want to see things, okay? Go pick up my coat, put it back on, and get as far away from that fucking eye as I can.
Okay.
Do the voices answer anything back when I say anything out loud or no?
What did you say? Sorry.
I just said
Rebuild what? And answers you've given us none.
Okay. You hear the voice. Me.
Oh! I am, Nock opens up his eyes.
All right. No more asking the eye for help.
And he turns around and walks towards, like, the doorway to outside, and, like, creaks open the door and maybe shuts his way out to go get a breath of fresh air.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep an eye out on the street for a minute.
Okay. Marcoris, are you doing anything?
I mean, Marcoris would follow Nock.
Okay.
He's trying to get as far away, and fresh air sounds good, so he's like, he follows Nock out there, and he's like, that thing wants to be put back together in exchange for what?
Our life, freedom from its grasp of whatever it's trying to go ahead and get a hold of.
I mean, honestly, we're in that kind of situation. I don't I'm brand new to this thing, but y'all, I don't trust Mr. Jigsaw Puzzle in there. I don't trust Bird Mask folks. Okay, and I'm gonna be honest. And he like looks Knock in the eye with sincerity. He's like, I barely trust y'all. Like I just met you, but pretty soon, sooner or later, we're gonna have to choose. You know, who we trust. Are we gonna trust these the Kyrogen folk? Are we gonna put this god back together in hopes that he'll be nice to us and give us some answers? Or are we gonna, I don't know, side with something bigger? Because that's the only three options I could see.
As you said before, you're a man of many possibilities. And our trust... My trust is very conditioned. Neath a Wisp and I and Kimura. But you, trust is something that you need to go ahead and learn. So if you don't trust us, then why the hell are you here? To be put through all this madness. You've seen what's coming. You know where the Kyrogen are fostering. You know nothing of the Earl Cochrane. You know nothing of those people or their intentions. If you do not have trust in us, my friend, you won't get far in the city. But even I, rather than a select few, I don't know who to trust as well.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, I trust you more than trust anybody else I've met here.
Knock, scoff. You trust me. You just admitted not to trusting anyone.
No. I didn't say that. I just said I wasn't sure yet. I'm hedging my bets. You know what I mean?
I'm just hand on his shoulder very heavily.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. I just want to let you know that you being here is safety for you in your situation. We found you in a hole. Remember this.
Fair.
But if you putrid, paper-pushing pustule are to hurt any one of the people to which I share this camaraderie, I will pop you. Do you understand?
Yeah, heard.
And he
All
lifts
right,
his
big
hand
man.
off and turns back in to go check on Wisp.
All right, beefcake. He just sort of stays out in the open.
Am I still blind?
You sure are.
Then I'm feebly shaking in a corner somewhere.
Are you conscious? Are you still black-eyed?
I'm conscious, but I can't see shit out of all 5 of my eyes. Imagine that.
Knock approaches Wisp. Slow approach though, and
She can hear you.
all right. And
I say, Wisp.
and I reach down and I grab her hand, and I hold her hand tightly.
Yeah.
Are you alright?
No,
What's wrong?
I can't see anything.
You have 5 eyes.
I can't see anything. It's black. It's all pitch black. I can't see anything.
Alright, calm down, breathe. Is this after you talk to the eye?
Yeah.
Did it say anything to you?
I couldn't understand. I didn't speak that language.
Is there anything off on her body, DM, other than her eyes? Other than her shakiness and weariness from the episode? Like the eyes on her body, are they also black?
Yes, all of them are.
Okay, all right.
All right. I'm sorry for suggesting you speak to the eye. It was just a
No,
possibility.
I thought it was a good idea. I thought maybe it could help, but I didn't.
No.
It's fine.
Not
It's
this
fine.
with you being a risk. No.
It's fine.
He looks towards the eye. Does the eye make any eye contact with me, or is it looking at Wisp?
I mean, if you look at it, it turns to look at you.
Knock. Furrows his brow.
We need to rest. No more speaking to the eye until we get it to the market. It's done enough damage.
Yeah. Don't forget the bell.
I won't.
He looks to Kimura.
Wisp.
Wisp has it.
No, Kimura has it.
Kimura has it.
Kimura.
She offers it to whoever wants to take it.
Well,
Kimura says, "What? What are you doing? Shaking that at me." This is my Kimura impression.
That bell. As soon as 12 o'clock rolls around, you ring it.
What time is it right now, Dan?
Fine.
It's probably getting early evening. If you guys have been kind of like sitting and sifting through these books and whatnot, I'd say it's getting 8 or 9.
All right. Knock reaches around to the room and grabs all the notebooks and the books and stacks them up on top of each other. Pushes them over to like the far side of the wall, away from the eye, away from Vader's body, away from everything else too, and reaches for a bedroll, puts it down, tries to guide Wisp over to the bedrolls to lay her head down.
Yeah, and I'll start resting. I'll probably get a full rest in before everybody else will, but she doesn't know what else to do right now, so she's very scared. She's very shaken, and she can't see anything. So she's just gonna probably try and sleep and hope maybe if she wakes up that she can see again.
Knock lays her down and watches her for like five or so minutes, just to make sure she's not exploding into a flesh monster. And he looks over to Vader, looks to Wisp, and looks over to Kimura. And then he just sits down next to where Wisp is, the crisscross, looking very patiently at her to see if there's any change in her body. And of course, what you doing outside, dog?
Yo, dog.
Yo, dog. What you doing outside, dog?
Marcoris has been standing in silence for a long time, thinking about the conversation he had with Nock. And then he's going to like sort of lean against the outside frame of the house to start on his paperwork.
Okay.
For the evening, and he's writing. He's just writing like snippets of kind of the things that he's seen there, and he's like trying to like get information from his home office, like great old ones, you know, primordial beings. And he's starting to list off all those names that he heard last time, like Hadar and the serpent, right, and Kedurthen or whatever that was, that, you know, and just sitting all this back. And then he says the Rook, you know, just like looking for information about all that and just sort of recapping everything that's happened. And then I think at the bottom of his report he writes, not sure who to trust.
Okay. So your responses usually come back pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure if it's the time difference or what's going on, but you send it off and almost instantly it's like you're able to catch a little scrolled piece of parchment.
It's fast.
And you essentially get a dossier, very minor, of these names that you've listed. So you, for example, let me see which ones are named. you get Ketterthen, information none. Investigate further. The Primordial, information none. Investigate further. The Rook, information none. Investigate further. And then it gets down to Hadar, and it says information known. Use extreme caution. And that's the only one
that has
actually yeah
okay yeah. He just sort of looks down at this response and
then sighs. at the bottom I'll also say it says trust no one.
Yeah. And then he just sort of leans back against the house and looks up at the clouds and the snowfall. That's where we leave him.
Okay. Unless anybody wants to know anything else, we can fast forward a few hours to midnight.
I'm good. I'm good for midnight.
Okay.
Midnight go.
Midnight go.
Let's see what music we can play here.
I request the opening of DuckTales.
Mm-hmm. Yes, please. The DuckTales
thing. So about that time rolls around, at least you think. Kimura looks around, and she says, well, might as well try, I guess. She kind of looks at you, Knock, and Wisp, even though you can't see anything. For a second, kind of, I think she remembers who is supposedly supposed to be in charge, and rings it. No noise comes from it. She looks at it. Is this thing broken? And she
ring the bell, Kimura.
I am. And she kind of tosses it to the side almost, and she's like, fucking thing. A few moments later, from somewhere beyond the room, the home, you hear a cart. As you hear wheels squeaking, and a little bell can be heard in the distance. Marcourse, are you still outside?
I am.
You hear this obviously as well. Seemingly from nowhere, you see a hunched figure with looks like rags for clothes, bandaged hands, pushing a cart towards you with a mountain of objects and a little bell hanging at the side as it's, like I said, this wooden cart, and you can hear the wheels squeak.
He stands up.
You can't see the face of the sphere except for their jaw, which hangs low, and you can see ragged teeth kind of protruding from this hood. And it stops in front of the home and in front of you. Looks at you. You think for a moment you can't see his face.
Sure.
And then it says, I'm trying to remember the voice. I heard the call. The Midnight Pillar is here.
Oh.
What can I do to assist? Trinkets, perhaps?
A trinket.
Is there something you require?
And
you guys can all hear this voice now.
Yeah.
I'm assuming somebody helps me outside. Yes.
Yeah, but let's say knock. He hears the voice, the bell, the commotion of Kimura, and he then says,
"I believe we have a visitor,"
and helps Wisp up to her feet, and escorts her, of course, like the good Samaritan to which Knock is, to the door to greet our visitor.
We need something to hide something else.
I am a peddler, not a secret keeper.
Do you have any trinkets that could hide things?
At least like a drop cloth or something to disguise a location or something.
What do you have for trade?
Knock pipes in. He says,
This man seeks collateral. I had to give him one of my trophies to receive the bell the Kimura wields. Something of importance to me. This is what you seek, yes?
Trinkets for trade.
I pull out. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go. You go. Dude.
I pull out. I pull out one of the beautiful paintings worth 50 gold pieces from the bag of holding.
Okay.
I pull out 2 paintings. I pull out one.
Paintings for days.
Yeah, I pull out one, and then I'm like, oh, like I like try to make it seem fancy, and then
They're also
like,
blind, so they're like,
yeah, like I'm literally I'm in the back. I imagine I know what the paintings fucking feel like. That's why I grabbed them. So like I'm like blind, and I'm like in the back of holding, and I just grab one from the corner, and I just yank it out, and just kind of like blindly sit it on the ground. And then I go back in and I take a second one and I put it on top. So it's worth 100 gold pieces.
As Wisp does this, Marcoris like sees them doing this and is like, "Oh no, Wisp, not our most valuable paintings that we found.
We have to.
They're too valuable.
We have to."
Wait, Knock says, wait. He kind of like grabs Marcoris and like grabs Kimura and like facing the doorway where and then
huddle.
Hold on. The man wants to give us a trinket for a treat, or we give him things for trade. He took my hand from the warlock that was able to summon the javelins, and that he gave us the bell in exchange. We don't want that eye near anyone or anybody. We can either decide to give him the eye, to take the eyeball, hold it on for us for our treat, and we'll give him the things. Incentivize your one to trade for it as well, so they give him something just as good.
You're saying like give it to him like he's a pawn shop or something.
Right.
We can
give it to him as a
get
pawn
it back
shop,
later.
and we can get it back in any time that we want to.
It's like Domino's Pizza. It's like
I don't trust this guy.
I
mean, what if he's like an ancient, all-powerful wizard or some shit?
I don't think that's a good idea.
Knock goes and looks at Marcoris.
It's just a possibility.
Well, let's see if he has anything to hide at first, and if he doesn't, maybe that can be our last resort.
Sounds good. We need a bigger bag of holding.
Okay. Knock breaks the huddle and takes Wisp and like pushes him around to like the front with the paintings.
I hold them like a child would hold their artwork proudly after class.
It's like macaroni.
I invent a refrigerator.
She has no idea what they look like because she can't see shit, so she's just like, here, like, I don't care what they are, just take them.
I made this for you, strange peddler. I made it for you in arts and crafts.
Do you like my figure painting drakes?
Do you like it?
Do you like them?
So you present him with these paintings. He looks at it.
Oh shit.
These things do not interest me, sorry.
And his cat starts talking.
100 gold pieces for the art.
Yeah. Sure, that seems. What about, and I'm going to reach into my pocket.
I take the paintings back and put them in the bag of
roll them up.
Yeah.
Roll him up all grumpy.
Wait. Did he say he was going to give us 100 gold pieces for the art?
Yeah.
Because they're worth 50 gold pieces a piece, so we can just get.
I mean,
we can
that's
just get
fair.
rid of a lot later.
We're not trying to sell this to this man. It's just a trade.
Yeah, that's why she put it back. She's like, okay, we'll deal with this later. We're not trying to look for money right now. Like, we're trying to look for.
Marcoris reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a silver coin. Both sides of which are heads. This is his trinket, like that he rolled for in character creation. And so he's like, what about this?
Technically, as a trinket.
Let's see.
I have one other thing that.
Which book did you roll from?
I also have one other.
Is it a normal book?
That might have been. It might have been Ravenloft.
Okay.
I think for this campaign, I've been rolling like as if I'm in Curse of Strahd.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to find it on my list.
It is. I mean, it's just a silver coin, and both sides are heads.
Right. Sorry, guys.
You could.
Don't take your time.
Dude, walking cane, a music box.
Talk about the cuddling formations of Marcoris and
Sure.
Brother,
Let's talk more about
that. You can take
that.
as much fucking time as you need.
I'm just trying to see if it's on my list because I have the list from Ravenloft.
It might have been that one. It might have been a different one. It's just a silver coin.
Okay. Fuck, I don't think I sit on here.
Alright.
That's okay.
Most ridiculous conversation, by the way, I've ever had in D&D. Pretty sure we think we all have had one, but one person who was a necromancer, and he was wondering, there was a body that was turned completely inside out, like for science. And he was asking if he could bring it back to life, like brain outside of skull, like all this other bullshit, everything was connected. And we argued about it for like an hour. We wasted a whole hour on how it would not be possible because there's just the body's not completely intact as it was beforehand, and like it's a mess, you know. And he won. He won the argument because when he reanimated, he rolled like a 20. I'm like, it's like, you asshole, man. Like, you're an asshole.
Shouldn't have let the dice decide.
Shouldn't have let the dice decide. Just the worst.
All the nerve endings flapping around.
Again, you really must watch your words. Thank you. Now, welcome to my TED Talk.
The coin. I mean, if you don't want the coin, something else. I mean, and he pulls out the chirurgeon's syringe. I mean, this is important. Not much use to us.
This one interests me.
All right.
Really quickly, was there any sort of anything else from the thing from the needle that we should have known about besides it just
I know this. Marcoris doesn't know this, but it's a painkiller, right? It stops you from being in pain.
Okay.
But like in terms of this, like Marcoris, even if he knew that, wouldn't care about that.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying but Nock and I were told by Vodder, who received it. He told us basically what it was and what it did. So that's why I'm saying, would we remember it being special enough to not want to do that?
I mean,
keep it. But I don't think so.
Game terms,
yes, in game
these
terms.
items are lore drops. Essentially, they're not like most of them aren't worth anything.
Okay.
To most people.
Okay. Never mind then.
But to this creeper.
This guy.
This creeper.
This tower of trinkets.
This guy.
He reaches out his gnarled hand. He says, "May I?"
Of course. Yeah, please help yourself.
He takes it and inspects it. Interesting.
Yeah, of course. From what I understand, a mark of honor among the chirurgeon very rare, very unusual, not worth any coin, so to speak. But maybe if you've got something that'll help my keep me from being hit so easily, anything.
He reaches into into his cart and begins kind of rifling through. After a few moments, he is holding something. Kind of takes in his other hand. You see a mundane looking ring. He says, this might interest you.
Detect magic.
It is magical.
Yeah. I mean, that would look good on these digits. And he holds out his fingers. He's like, sure. You got yourself a deal, Mr. I'm sorry, I don't know your name.
I am the Midnight Peddler.
All right. Can I call you Mitty? MP? Thank you. And he just pedals.
Petals.
Mr. Pedals.
Mr. Pedals.
And he exchanges.
Okay.
So you get a ring of protection +1.
The worst part about that is I'm at my 3 attuned items, so I have to decide if I'm going to keep something or not.
Yep.
All right. I'll grab it.
Is there anything else you require?
I rummage around in my bag again and pull out what I believe to be a potion. This is the potion of spider climbing.
Dun, dun, dun.
I kind of hand it over to him. I shake it like a snow globe first to make it look more appealing because I don't know what it looks like.
Yeah, he takes it. Mundane, but perhaps I could find something worth of trade. And
the only other thing that she has that she pulls out, and she reluctantly pulls this out, but it is like the only other thing that she has that might be weird enough for him is actually 2 things. It's the Wayward Child's diary.
Mm-hmm.
And then she also pulls out a letter that has a ink seal on it. The seal has been broken. It has been a letter that is red, but it's a letter from someone who passed in her life.
Okay.
It's a letter of questionable origin. It has some heavy information in there.
Okay. Let's see.
Those are the only 2 things that she has besides the potion.
Right.
That would be trinket.
Let's see. Interesting.
Yeah.
He's like, diary is interesting to me. May I?
Both of them?
The diary.
Oh, yeah. She hands over the diary.
Kind of starts reading it. This is an interesting tale. And he takes it and begins rifling through his bag
His cart.
again. And he says, this? And he pulls out another book. Looks nicer. It looks in relatively perfect condition.
Will it help me do what I need to do?
It depends on what you need to do.
I need to make something disappear or become very small.
I don't think this will help, but trade for trade. Would you like it?
She shrugs and she takes it.
Okay. He gives you an enduring spell book. This spell book, along with anything written on its pages, cannot be damaged by fire or immersion in the water. In addition, the spell book does not deteriorate with age.
Okay, so I have a spell book. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. A monk with a spell book.
Nock watches all this like trading going on, and he visibly gets frustrated. He moves his way in front of the peddler, and he says,
I have this.
and he reaches down on his belt and unties the enormous diamond that was taken from the Spider Queen's lair, and puts it down in front of the peddler.
This right here was taken by a great spider that dwells deep underneath the city of Vedranis. An offer, a tribute, a trinket, if you would. It's for passage to a great place of learning. Collateral. I will give you this. But in exchange, I need something that's going to make something as big as this either very small, or just shove it off into a different plane of existence. But I have to call it back. You got anything like that, Jack?
Muted.
Oh, shit. Make me a persuasion check.
Heard.
With advantage.
Oh, good man. He's a good man. He knows that my rolls have been absolute poupée. Poupée. Let's see. You said persuade, yes?
Persuasion.
What do you mean Oh my god, I'm sorry, I think I hit control and click and it was just like, you want to do what now? Alright, boop. That's how it's done, right?
Yep. Okay. 20. Okay. So he reaches his hand out for the diamond. Looks at it. There's both this, then meets the eye.
You know, I thought so.
And he takes it and like puts it in like his in his cart. He just takes it, puts it in his cart. He's like, for this.
Hopefully it's something exactly that I need.
And so to describe the cart, it is piled on with like things. It's like it's almost comical.
Yeah, I imagine like
stuff.
Howl's Moving Castle, but in a cart.
I imagine the car from the opening credits of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Get out of here, dude.
Which is like the grandma on top in the rocking chair.
Yeah.
Oh, you just remember a Goofy movie when he packs to the car and the car is all
yes. And there is a tarp, like a cloth tarp covering it. He takes that off and offers it to you.
He goes, I look at it, and I look over towards my chorus.
Shrug.
I look over to Wisp, which I know
We
I
can
won't
put
get
it
much
over
of a
the
reaction.
eyeball.
She can't see.
Right, yeah, and I look and I go, right. So
You gave me a blanket for a spider gem.
he looks over towards Kimura and says,
I've lost 2 things off of this belt. 2.
and he walks inside. And Nock just, with a little bit of anger on his step, walks inside with the eye.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, you hear from inside. What does it do?
I think it's just like a tarp.
Knock like hears that and out of frustration just throws the blanket over the eye.
If I detect magic on this tarp, is it a magic tarp?
That's all I wanted you to
I was gonna say,
I was like,
giant diamond for nothing. I'd be so mad.
Me too.
Diamond for a tarp.
I think what happens is multiple things happen at the same time. The peddler says, "Good evening," and begins pushing his cart away, and soon disappears. At the same time, Nug's like, "What does it do?" And he throws the tarp over the eye, and you cast detect magic, like roughly right around then. All of a sudden, as you throw the tarp over the eye, it begins spinning. And it just begins spinning in all different directions. Like the giant, those in the malls, they have those giant balls that are in the water that you can kind of push in every direction. Yeah. It starts moving in that direction, like that. Okay. It's not making sharp movement anymore. It's almost like in a lulled state.
Oh, okay.
And as you cast detect magic, it is indeed a magical tarp.
Nice.
Of some sort.
Great.
And as you guys try to figure out what to do next, what's going on with this magical tarp, I think that's where we're going to end tonight.
All of us just looking. It's just like all of us in one stance, perplexed, just like looking at the tarp, and that's just like cut, freeze, frame, print, roll.
Join us next week when we find out what does this tarp do.
On the pictures of what the fuck is this tarp?
That's the title of next week's episode.
The Lost City of
What the fuck is this tarp?
Yo, wait, man, what that tarp do?
Yo, what that tarp do?
But no, that's where we'll end tonight. Thank you everybody so much for hanging out. Speaking of next week, we might not have a normal episode. For those of you who've been hanging out with us, you'll realize that Isla is not here. She's not just Kamora's wonderful, beautiful face. Isla will be taking a step back from Vedranis for some time. Mike, what are you doing, cat, bro? He's like moving the light and shit. Due to IRL circumstances, we just want to let her know that we love her and we're thinking about her. But we will be she'll be taking a step back for the time being. So next week, our dear and lovely Justin might be gone,
here, maybe not.
If so, there will only be three of us. Ow, cat, bro, motherfucker.
Die, human. Your legs are forfeit.
Yeah, he's being a turd.
A part of Marcoris will be played by Boba.
Yes, Boba. He won't say anything. He'll just be annoying. But next week, if we don't have our normal episode, we might do a Q&A with Ray, Derek, and I. We might do some things.
In which case, everyone should join the Discord and drop in questions.
Yeah.
So join the Discord. We'll probably, if we do it, we'll probably ask you to submit your questions via Discord and Twitter, and we'll probably just pull from that and then from the audience and whatnot, and just have a discussion about where the campaign is. We might do
20 episodes and 21 episodes.
21 episodes. I'm sure there's lots of questions. We might do a little one shot. We're gonna kind of play it by ear, but we'll see what we're doing. So, and then the week after that, we will be taking a break. And then the week after that
will be what that tarp do.
Well, it'll be
what that tarp do.
Yeah, what that tarp do.
So yeah,
but
we appreciate everybody hanging out. Thank you for the follows and everything tonight. Let's go around. Let us know where we can find y'all. What you guys are doing the next week. Ray, let's start with you.
Oh, hey, I'm Ray, or with the brick everywhere on the interwebs. That's with brick with 2 Ks. With the brick.
That's your jingle.
I love it. There you go. I love it. Perfect. Yeah, no, you can follow me over on my channel where I stream whenever the heck I feel like it, because I can't stick to schedules or anything besides this on Thursdays, where you can find me everywhere else. I have some cool things I'm planning, some cool things I'm going to be able to talk about here shortly. Follow me on my socials if you're interested. I have a fan house that I'm trying to push right now, and there's secrets on what I'm working on over there. So if you're interested, go check out all my socials, and there's more information there. But Thursdays I'm here. I play Wisp, and thanks everyone for being here.
Hell yeah. Catch me. Justin, what about you?
What up?
What up?
Yeah, I'm Doc Grimbo. I'm Doc Grimbo here on Twitch. I'm Doc Grimbo on Twitter. I've had way too much scotch tonight. I'm just woo, but have fun, good times, good times. I'm here every Thursday night. We just wrapped up this past Monday. We wrapped up our Flames of Freedom campaign here on the season 1 here on InfiniteRP, but we're planning on being back this January with season 2. In which the group takes on the mantle of the Tamara Society, which is a group kind of like 1776 X-Files, where they sort of fight against the supernatural threats against the American Revolution. But Tamara also means your mother in French.
Yeah, so your mother.
Your mother.
Does it actually, or is that?
It does.
Oh my god!
It actually means Tamara. And recently,
love it so much.
Which is a recurring sort of running gag in the show. Mm-hmm. But the funniest part is literally in French it means fuck your mother. Like it's a very offensive. And so I'm excited to explore that. I've got a couple other things coming up, but nothing right away. And hopefully I'll be back next week because I love this and I love all of you so much.
We will find out. And make sure to go watch Flames of Freedom. It was an amazing show.
Oh my gosh, go on to YouTube
so
and rewatch it. It was such a fun campaign.
It was so good. So do that. Derek.
Yo.
Yeah.
Stop. It's all right. My name is Derek from atop Derek Mountain, where you can find me playing games and doing geek shit on top of that mountain. What do we like to do? We like to play games like Battlefield, play Cowboys, play other things as well. Just hang out and be a damn geek. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for every single one of you for coming and joining on this episode. It was an absolute blast, and we hope to go ahead and continue even more of that this week. And I'm really excited. If we do questions and whatnot and answers, I'm really excited to hear what the hell you guys got to go ahead and ask, all right? I'm super, super excited. So please, avidly post. We want to hear it. We want to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
That's my job.
Oh my god! I just have to say, for a second, I didn't realize that was applause. It sounded like fucking bubble wrap. I'm like, Derek, get your mics on, bro. Turn that shit.
Stop popping bubble wrap, Derek.
Brandy's in there popping bubble wrap. What the fuck is going on?
She's just in there ringing the damn thing. She's like, how does it feel, Derek? Production's a bitch, ain't it?
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway, well, thank you for being here, everybody. And yeah, I'm super excited if we do the Q&A. I think it'll be a lot of fun. So, which is something we've kind of wanted to do on InfiniteRP anyways, interview and do like a podcast, I think, with various role players. So this might be kind of a segue into that. Maybe we'll see. Things. Anyway, I'm looking at RP or Cole. I don't know why I say it that way. Why do I say my internet ID and then my real name? I don't know.
Can we get a quick shout out to Pickle, the cat?
Can we? Yeah, not to Bubba because he's being a dick.
The Pickle gets one. Yeah, you do,
Pickle.
Yeah, you do.
Pickle. That was great. And also, Valkyra.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the wonderful, wonderful message.
Justin's like super buzzed. Anyway, you can find me here on Twitter at LakunaRP. I stream sometimes where I play a homeless street kid who lives in Saint Denis. That's about it. Yeah.
I play a homeless kid.
I play a homeless kid. Professional streamer. Professional stream. Everything about it. And yes, thank you again to Kate for doing our production tonight. We greatly appreciate it. She does a great job.
We love you, Kate.
Yeah. Come around, hang out with us next Thursday. Join the Discord if you haven't, please. Follow, subscribe to all that shit if you so desire. And the final thing, stay tuned after the credits. We are going to be rating TTRPG Theater. Puppets and shit, right?
Shit. tell you.
I don't think
really
they have
cool.
puppets, but it'll still be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just go give them some love too.
Okay, bye everyone.
Until next time, bye. Justin says bye. We're leaving. Bye.
I'm so tired.